was the worst thing that
You
could have
have
happened to you.
Mega. Do you have a problem with authority?
Hmm?
You have a problem with authority.
Oh, what?
Haben Sie keinen Respekt für Autorität?
Right.
Ach so.
machen! Papieren!
Nein, Moment einmal, das ist was anderes.
Just rolls off the tongue.
I don't speak Austrian / German / Danish, I'm sorry.
Wow.
That's suppressor.
Well, I mean, if you play
That's alright, Gal,
Wolfenstein,
because
then
no one
that's
speaks cancer, so...
No, but English is the master language, I think we all know this.
No.
That's the reason you all learn it.
Hey Gal,
No.
can you speak Scottish?
Yes, of course I can speak fucking Scottish.
Do it.
By Scottish, I don't mean English with a
Gaelic
Scottish accent.
Do you mean Gaelic then?
It's
Gal.
Gaelic.
Gaelic.
Gal.
That's
Yeah.
Gaelic.
That's...
No, I don't
English
know Gaelic.
isn't the
Use
master
Gaelic.
language. It's the lowest common denominator.
Gaelic is incredibly difficult to learn.
Well, I
Oh.
mean,
Considering
fucking
it's,
different.
considering it's a dead language like Latin.
It's
Hey.
not dead, no.
Hey.
People, it's still spoken on the Isle of Lewis, I think.
Yeah,
Oh
fuck
yeah,
is
you're
dead,
right.
accept it.
Isle of
Your
Lewis
people
also.
are gone. There's nothing left but a husk.
I
Go
mean,
fuck yourself, Mega.
Gal.
That's my people. I swear to God.
Galp, your nationality
us.
is not
You're unification
not
group.
acknowledged in this TeamSpeak.
What is?
Your nationality is not acknowledged in this TeamSpeak.
no,
You're-
that's
you're Welsh.
Wales.
That's nice.
Yes, this kind of Welsh.
The Welsh... I've heard the Welsh can speak their own...
Yeah, they've got their own language. So does Ireland, I think.
So they're actually better than Scotland.
Isn't there a stereotype that when you go to
You fuck sheep. Very nice. Well done.
Welsh, they refuse to speak to you in English in certain areas?
Wait, really?
I don't know.
Yeah, there are places like that. The Isle of Lewis is like that as well. They sometimes don't speak to people in English.
Joe,
I don't
are we
understand
meant
why.
to join now?
No.
Oh. What? Why do you upload the server then?
Because
Put up the
if
server because I need
they
it up.
bothered,
Well,
Because fuck you, that's why. No,
they
shut up
they
and stand
learn
in
how
line.
to speak English, but you refuse to learn their language. So
Yes.
it should be mutual.
I don't understand some people that I know that go to other countries in Europe and don't learn how to speak like
Yeah, exactly.
fucking Danish or Norwegian or German or French.
I speak Danish
Allah.
and can understand Norwegian.
well, oh no, it's just about, no, never mind.
But then again, why would
Why-
you want
why-
to learn French when you go to France? They're all ignorant cunts anyway.
Yeah.
Alright.
Eee.
Hostile, man. Jeez.
No,
Should be
seriously.
hardwired into us. You're
Fuck it.
British as well. You hate them too. You don't lie.
Ah, the fucking French are cunts, a lot of them. Oh, look at them with their fucking frogs and snails and their shitey wee berets.
Shitty wee berets.
The French have one redeeming aspect.
Ass.
French pussy.
Well, yes, the women put out.
House music.
That's it.
Isn't that a Swedish thing?
Daft Punk. That's all I'm grateful for.
Yeah, there you go. Well, technically speaking, Daft Punk are robots, but you know.
Yeah, technically speaking.
What the fuck is this?
Evolution of Wednesday. Jesus Christ.
My armor load up, please.
Why is Mac the great forbidden one not in this one?
Okay. It is Wednesday.
It looks like a discount Syriac. Syriac. I don't.
Oh.
What the, what the fuck?
Right.
Well, someone's
Was that
playing
Mega's
Half-Life.
stream?
Someone just got hit by a piano.
Run over by a train?
Rip Viper? I don't know.
His house just collided with a train and his first instinct is to mute himself on TeamSpeak.
Yeah, that's what I thought exactly.
Abandon computer.
Abandon all communications.
Get away from the train lines.
So, this evening we're going to be going over some recap, so I hope you all remember what the 3-point assessment, the 4-point plan is.
Fuck.
And we're then going to go over teamwork and communication and the importance of both.
Fuck.
Then we're going to introduce your loadout, and the teams will be the same as last week, so if you remember them, that's fine. If not, we'll go over it again.
Fuck.
And then we'll be splitting up into 3 groups, obviously, different teams, and we'll be going over 3 different things, then we'll get all together. have a little break, and then go over medical properly this time, rather than rushed, as well as advanced medical, like what bandages do. And then we'll be moving on to vehicles, which will be done by Mac and Piper, and we'll do that as a whole as well. We'll go over the theory of it and then do some practice runs and etc. etc.
And then there's victory wings.
Maybe medic.
Maybe.
As in someone who's capable of giving blood. Last time we seemed to need it.
9.
Last time I checked, everyone could give blood. You just had to
Really?
open them up.
Why give blood when you can just give IV fluids?
What if you test
My
HIV
favorite is
positive?
plasma.
Well, I guess we're all HIV then.
You can join the server now.
He's not just sure he's HIV positive.
Way.
What's the password?
Your favorite
The
thing.
sound you heard.
Big hit there, Maker.
Prostitute escaping from his
Hey.
basement.
Piper, your area is marked on the map. You got some launches and shit. They're
Okay,
gonna be the
thank-
base. They're gonna be the basic stuff you want. I just want you to do MG and launches. That's the stuff I want you to do. Their uses and ranges and stuff.
Right, for some reason.
Alrighty.
I only signed up for some goddamn poontang.
Right.
Yes.
What? Goat cheese produced in the Basenga is famous even in the distant Shaharani.
Right.
Cool. Thanks.
Very good.
I'm
Kidney
learning.
part is considered as a serious crime on Malden. What?
Where technically is Malden in the world? Where's it meant to be?
Yeah, but it's telling us like it's supposed to be a shocker.
No, it's a serious crime. Like you're
Crime is considered a serious crime. No shit.
There are 15 lighthouses in Malden.
In Malden, the legal age is 13. Recruit. 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 Recruit.
Are you group
Recruit.
1?
Oh shit.
Guys, don't move around so much. Just stay still for a little bit. Oi. Oi.
hey guns.
Yes.
Oi.
Yes.
Away from the ambulance.
Oh,
Just looking at it.
okay. One mag.
Shoot him. Shoot him now. Oh god.
Oh, there's 2 of them.
Okay.
Of this climbing feature.
What the hell are you doing?
Whoa!
You better guess for some jets.
It's just pining for the Mediterranean.
It's a question.
Dennis, can you talk today?
Uh-huh.
Shit.
Is that a problem?
Yeah.
Gonna have a problem with that?
It doesn't
I'm
load
recruit.
it.
You can have a
The
problem with
server's
it.
not using it, it's fine. It's just
You don't have
unnecessary.
a problem with me. What a dance?
I will cha-cha you to hell.
Alright?
Cha-cha slide.
I'll like it.
I will fucking tango you.
I will Viennese waltz you in the ass.
Oh shit, a
Wait,
rhino dude.
what?
I will fucking waltz you.
I will foxtrot on your corpse, motherfucker.
I
yeah,
will
do it.
zumba your
I have no idea, but
So hard.
prefer if you put the safety on.
I will
And
take you out for a
I'm
nice
not a
meal,
bitch.
nice
Please
stars,
everyone
nice
put your
appetite,
safeties on.
I would like that.
and leave you with a bill.
Oh!
Never
Oh,
cool.
We were in the same group, yeah? Yes, no?
Yes?
Oh!
Just combat me.
I'm not
Shit.
even
Is
fuck-
left
no!
control
I'm not
and
even talking
console
to
That
you
is
anymore.
a new guy.
Holy
Wait,
shit.
Gal, were we in the same group last time?
You were in scooters, I
What
think.
about killing Hodges?
Oh, yeah?
today?
You were with me.
Yes.
You were not with Galp or Scooter, you were with me and Relico. And Hobo, and Cadius.
Fuck is
And Eclipse.
Thaddeus,
Ja,
are you having a good day?
nej.
Oh,
Aha, fuck no.
oh no. Do you want me to make you feel better?
Yeah.
I need to be here for this.
Right, back the fuck off. None of this shit here. That's downright questionable. Thank you.
Damn it.
Ooh, you're such a fucking cockblock. Jesus Christ.
Literally cock blocking.
Oh no, asshole. I wanted to make him feel good though. I wanted to make him stay stiffing, you know?
Look, he's signed up for some poontang. Let's
Okay,
get
you can
get some.
time if you want.
That is
Oh,
the
you
whoa. Everyone hold just for a second. That is
Tommy.
the most stupidest fucking place to put the pistol ever. Really?
Yeah, I
Sure.
was gonna say on the front. I mean, I can understand putting it on the chest at an angle,
What's
but that's
that?
kind of retarded.
That is the most stupidest angle ever.
What's that?
Wait,
At
what?
least that's what you pulled the
Oh,
trigger from. That's
what?
kind of cool.
On the
Nice.
chest.
What the fuck?
You can pull it out fast, Cadius.
What,
No,
we're talking
you
about
can't.
the
No, you
pistol?
can't.
It would be faster if you have it on your legs because you can have your hands in the resting position and
Look.
then easily pull it up when you're pulling it up this way. You have to pull it up, move your arm to your chest,
then you have
take it, and then you have to reorg your arm again to aim
Alright.
while
Alright, John
just
Wick,
pulling
chill
it
out.
from your fucking arm.
He shot
Whatever.
a Russian before. He knows what he's talking about.
Where do Russians keep the pistols?
Yeah,
On
dude.
their hips.
On the hips.
Yeah, like
But
every
that's
day.
why
the hip or on the
that's
leg.
why Cadius is still alive and they're not.
Can't fast draw.
What the fuck?
Oh, hello.
Hello there.
Hello there.
Oh, hello.
Hello
I
there.
have the high ground.
Let's just grab a truck and get out of here. I don't think they're going to do any training today.
Who's in our group again?
No, let's
Luke,
come on.
Alec,
Let's
Luke.
Is
use
that
the
everyone?
ADHD guys.
You want
something,
something, Dick?
Oh shit!
No, yeah,
Shut up! God damn it.
Luke.
Matthews. Look at the tape.
Do you know the way?
You know the way.
Yes, I know the way, and it's over
You
there.
need to
Bryggen?
Polen to know the way.
Satt vi opp
You do not know the way.
bak bryggen.
Null.
Look at the
God,
board.
I'm dead.
No, the board.
You told him my brothers.
The devil, he killed God, and Jesus killed the devil.
Make her
God,
more
you
Uganda.
Hmm?
I know you're inner Uganda. Come on.
VR chat experience.
Stupid.
You will feast. If your God is dead, I will never
Please.
feast.
Why are Knuckles? That's my question. Why the fucking Sonic shit?
Actually, we all should like put our voices on shout just to see what their reaction.
No.
Oh no.
Done.
Why can I not
We
be?
need to bring back
I'd really
the
not like to wear a
That's
blue
bad.
cap now.
Yeah, that needs to be revitalized in the film.
What is in the pouch that we have on our legs?
Condoms.
I'm gonna go with that looks like
The
a gas
Ebola.
mask pouch.
Cadius, it's there instead of the pistol, dude. Like, come on, dude.
This, I think the vest.
Oh,
that
Mega,
we're
don't
wearing.
move. Oh,
It's weird.
Actually, hang on.
Stop.
I know what it is.
Do you know the way?
Do you know the
He's
way?
you know
put
the way.
the vest we're wearing is the support weapon one. Those are ammunition boxes for assault.
It's where I keep my trail mix. Sometimes I need some
But because the
protein
gas
out and
mask
about.
would make sense, but then
Oh,
again,
it might be
it's
important
gonna
for
be on
us,
the
but-
wrong side.
Probably,
but
and
at
it's
least
the same size as the other pouches,
Guys?
so it's probably a.
Yes.
Hello. Someone's lost their hat again. Common occurrence. Everybody here?
I think one of the new
I
guys
know
has to
we're
go out.
waiting for Tola, but this isn't that important.
Here's your hand, you're not here.
I want to see everybody jump right now because I need to. The training is important that you can all jump.
Mine's gonna bug out later. We all know
How do
it.
we do
is,
that?
so-
want to do it.
Oh shit.
How do we do that?
How do you
Okay, this is. I'm going to tell you exactly how to do it now. So, press escape. Go to configure, controls, and in the drop-down menu you want to find custom controls. User action 1 is your jump. Also, get off the fucking building.
Aww.
I had it.
And you broke the jump.
Fucking idiot. The actual idiot.
You set that button to whatever you want it to be. I currently have it set to space since that's jump in every other fucking game.
I'm out of control.
Yeah.
This ace climb, it's useless.
Control V is hard to press.
5 minutes ago, but
Yeah, so hard.
refuses
Yeah,
to do
more
anything now.
Space.
Oh
Maybe you
my
have to press
god,
two buttons.
I feel so free.
Oh.
I I'm stuck in walking again, what the fuck?
Oh, Control C, sorry.
I normally use spacebar to raise and lower my weapon, but I just reset it back to double control.
Can't stop walking.
Press W, S.
Slow me down.
Okay.
Alright, so everyone can jump.
Oh, I cannot.
No, yeah.
Alright, so did you follow the things?
Oh, great. I set it up last time. It worked. It worked today as well. But now if I press it, that just doesn't do anything.
Did you change the controls?
Change the controls, it's still nothing.
Just try reconnecting or relaunching ammo.
Yes.
Somebody touching my spaghetti.
They changed the ragdoll physics in this game, by the way, because they look different.
No, it seems a bit different. I'm not sure.
Doesn't it? The bodies feel more heavy.
They aren't going off the ground like they previously did. They added weight physics in with it.
Yeah, I was gonna say they look heavy. Guys, get off that fucking table. You're supposed to be instructors, not fucking monkeys.
Yeah, look at that.
And now it works.
Somebody touches spaghetti.
Everyone can. Oh.
Oh.
Andy.
Coming back in.
I'm down, soldier!
Jesus, man.
I think it works now.
Yep, it is. Alright, good. Alright, so that's that out of the way. So first of all, if everyone wants to form a nice line so I can see all your names. Nobody behind each other. Come on guys, you can make a line. Chop chop.
Why not British?
Lose.
Alright, sorry, I was having to deal something. Sorry.
That's fine, that's fine. Okay, good job. Alright, Piper, what's the first point in the 3-point assessment?
Where the enemy is?
Yes, yes. Can anybody, Ralico, tell me what the second point is?
Where are your allies?
Oh, excellent, excellent. Alright, Clipser, what's the third point?
What's the objective?
Perfect, everybody got that? Where is the enemy, where are your allies, what's the objective? You all understand what they mean? Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, smart.
Alright, Hover, my boy. Can you tell me what the first point is in the 4-point plan? Location. Sola, second point. No, it's objective. Aga, can you tell me the third point? Resource. And what is a resource?
Assets you have.
Yeah, basically. And Scooter, what's the fourth point?
Conchi's gen is something.
Can you just explain what such a
Christ
means?
almighty. Fuck me.
Obviously, he tried to say contingency, which is a backup plan.
It's like triangulation, isn't it?
Triangulagalagalas. The next thing, ladies and gentlemen, I want to go over is teamwork and communication and why it's important. So every time I ask you a question, I want everyone to answer. Have you got that?
Yes.
Yes.
And let's try that again. Have you got that?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah, please don't.
I just want to get you all talking, that's all. Come on. So yeah, teamwork is basically what makes an armor unit experience. There's no point coming into an armor unit, or armor really, just to fucking solo it. You may as well go play single player, right? So teamwork is key for the aspect of fun, but it also helps you complete tasks you would no longer, or would otherwise be able to complete. More guns, more firepower, more tactical opportunities, I suppose. So, first of all, communication is key, and involves any teamwork. If you're entering a building and you're going in a certain direction, so you're entering, you just say left. Communication. You see or hear something, you communicate to the rest of your team. Doesn't necessarily mean on the radio, but you could be the only one to hear that, and if you don't say anything, you know, a helicopter could sneak up on you and blast the shit out of you. Something like that, who knows? You get the point.
Happens.
Yeah, it has. So, if you're doing something, if you hear or see something, basically communicate your thought process and your actions. So, for example, entering building left, sighting, hostile spotted, hold, providing cover, clear to cross. last man crossing, last man in. These are all sort of things you want to be using. Over communication is bad, so you don't want to chunk out your communication with unnecessary words. Think about what you want to say first. Obviously, sometimes you get tongue-tied and say cottage cheese or triangulars, and everyone gets very sad and laughs at you. But the most important thing is, as I'm sure you've learned from Piper's training, is keeping things nice and simple, making sure they're words that people understand, and talking clearly the first time. And if people ask what, or sorry I didn't get that, or repeat last, you say it even clearer than you did last time. I got that?
Yes.
Yeah, we got it.
Yes, sir. Fuck up.
A good way to remember the whole simplicity thing is the KISS method, which is keep it simple, stupid.
Stupid. Okay, remember, if you want to talk to someone, kiss them first.
I mean, that helps too, I guess.
Yeah, if you're right up in their ear, give them a wet willy. Teamwork. So, teamwork basically comes from the desire to complete a task more efficiently or effectively. I suppose they're kind of the same word, but yeah, so that's where teamwork derives from. So, teamwork isn't just following orders somebody gives you blindly, in a sense. So you can't just like go, oh yeah, that'll be fine, and then you just run on a con and get MG to death. You need to use critical thinking, otherwise you're just a sheep and a pawn. And you are people. You look in that mirror and you say to yourself, I am a person. I am worth something.
I'm people.
I am a people, yeah. Teamwork is trying to complete something with your teammates, making sure you are looking out for each other, listening to each other, aware of each other's location. Oh my god. All that jazz and shit. So we all got that.
Yes.
We're all going to be good.
Yes.
We're all going to be good team workers today.
Yep.
Yes.
We're all going to listen to your commanding officers if they really need you to stop rushing ahead and trying to win the contest.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
And we're all going to talk to each other because we're going to be doing some CQC, and talking is very important in CQC. And also, so is with weapons and launchers, and with vehicles. And basically, communication is key for everything we're doing today. Alright, so, do you guys remember your groups? If you do, group 1, here.
What's that? I think?
Yes, Mega.
Adidas, Cesium, Cory, Mega, Mist, Eclipser, and Hobo. Team 1.
Yep, we.
Yeah,
I wasn't here.
I'll be
Were you
right
here
back.
last time, Max?
you have a voice last year, yes.
Join group on me, just for simplicity.
Max is Mist.
Yeah, that's me.
So you guys will be doing Urban with me. I'll join your group in a second. Team 2.
That was the worst that's
Here.
Raven impression, dude.
Cadius?
Right,
yes?
so we got
Where's Cadius?
Right there.
6, a 5, and a 4. Have I got a volunteer from you guys to go to Team 3? Anybody?
No, go away, we'll do it by ourselves.
Cadius is AFK. So.
No?
Cadius is volunteering.
Cadius is volunteering.
Okay, Hobo, you'll be Team 3.
No, Hobo!
No.
Oh well.
God damn it, Cadius.
Right, these are
Join
teams.
group on me,
Team 2
Cadius.
is with Mac, Team 3 is with Piper. Mac will be doing ambushes and such. There is a flagpole behind you to teleport. Piper, your weapon stuff is literally just behind that building. And my team, we're also teleporting with a flagpole. We're going to go over urban-based stuff. So if you want to go teleport to urban from the flagpole, that'd be great.
Don't want to join up the other group, so...
Yeah, just join with the group you're training at the time.
Okay.
Let me join on one of you guys. Join group. Right. We're all in a group together now. Right, so we're doing urban stuff. The important thing in urban territory is it's not a flat plain like I don't know what agricultural combat is called. I have no idea what you called it. Opposite of urban.
Rural.
But it's rural combat. it's very much a 3D or 4D plane. So you have obviously enemies on the ground, in windows, behind walls. There's a lot more elevation to it, so it's a lot more vertical and a lot more things to cover up on. So can you guess what the most important thing is?
Communication.
Location.
Covering each other is the most important thing in urban combat. You need to be covering off in pretty much every direction that an enemy could attack you from at any time. For example, you've all done formation, so you know what a staggered column is on the road. The left side of the road covers the right side, and the right side of the road covers the left side, since you can get more visibility that way. Cover does not mean you cannot engage. So if an unit you're on the left side, for example, and a unit comes up on the left side, just because you're covering the right doesn't mean you can't engage the left side. You can engage the target, you may as well. So basically, these red tapes over here, once you pass this, it will be a live fire exercise. You all remember your formation stuff you did with Mac. Who wants to take command for this?
I mean, I can probably do that.
Okay, Session. Right, everyone come this way. So the basic premise for this is I'm going to go through a rundown of how I think should operate in this area, some additional formations and tactics, as well as introducing some lingo that might be fun or useful to you. We'll see. If you open your maps, you'll see we have a little path. The path runs down this little alleyway, and your target building is here. The aim of this is to kill all the targets in the target building. Got that? Yeah?
Got it.
Got it.
Can anybody tell me how you think you would move down a corridor like this?
Staggered column?
A formation. Yeah. So you'd have a staggered column. So let's get set up in a formation. That's the line. Remember communication, guys?
Yeah. Let's set our radios to 210.
So Cesium, do you want a little tip?
Yeah, sure.
If you open up your map, the first segment let me get a bit closer to you so I can explain it a bit better. If you look here,
yeah.
If we do a staggered column, and we have someone furthest up top left side as we do now, he's gonna be fired upon quite early. So if we have someone top left or top right, that guy can peek the corner quite easily before the left side will be hit. I just...
Yeah, that's a good point. I wouldn't have thought of that, because...
Yeah, even I overlooked that. To be fair, I wouldn't necessarily put this in a staggered. I would normally have 2, 2, 2, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I'd probably,
So people are in line.
I'd probably split us into teams and use explosives to cut through areas.
Well, we have the jumping mechanism, which is what I'm going to introduce later on. So walls are not a hindrance to us anymore. But I wanna bring up two things. Sorry, Kadius, you can hop out.
Can I just? Okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Me first or you first?
All right, I'll go first. Basically, I wanted to introduce two things. One is the path, and the other openings. So your path is obviously where you're traveling, and openings are anything that connects to your path. So you can imagine, obviously, I'm going to do this on side. This is your path, and then obviously openings are anything that connects into via sight lines, or otherwise on gates or out like that. These things are what I'm going to call openings, and your path is what you're traveling down. So as you're going along, you'll be doing a peeling sort of maneuver where you're covering off on each of these openings. So the first person to arrive at the opening while traveling down the path will stop and cover off that opening while the rest of the team moves on. When they've passed, you'll obviously say last man, and then he will peel onto the back, and so forth. So it's kind of like a tank tracks, so to speak, all the way up the side of it. Obviously, if it's time sensitive, you can do it where every person that passes this, let me get my gun out, just does a maneuver where they literally just look as they're passing it, and once they pass it, they just turn back. It's much faster, but obviously shooting on the move is harder, and it means the areas you're less secure while you're moving. What do you want to say, Kadius?
What I wanted to throw in there is if you open up your map now, in this type of scenario where we're actually attacking a target building. We know which building it is, and we know we have to execute all hostiles inside the building. Now, at this point, we still have the element of surprise. No one knows that we're exactly right here, right now, because there hasn't been any open contact yet. What I would do is I would push up on one side here only, all the way here, where you leave a guy, which of course looks down this way. So he'll have this sector here covered off, while the next team will converge, move over here. They'll leave a guy right there.
Yeah, exactly. Covering the opening.
Yeah, which covers down this alleyway.
I would say with this guy, you'd probably want to leave him here. In this
that
spot,
could be,
because he can see the road this way.
Yeah,
whereas
yeah.
here, he can only see to this point.
If you give me a second, I'll get to it.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Okay, so while he's covering, the rest of the guys that are left, because we're still a lot of guys, they'll move over here. That guy that travels after that calls last man. He'll at that point cover down the alleyway, while the blue guy will then move up to the rest of the guys. He'll pass him while the green guy is still covering, and the red team converges onto them again, and then continues down the road.
Oh, this is perfect. The other one is this is very real life military tactics, and I'm trying to make this more in turn for armor. I feel like this is overcomplicated for armor's needs, because the opportunity of people shooting through walls and stuff is obviously minimalized, so the spots they can shoot from is a lot less. So the need to cover so much, it just feels like it's slowing us down. And not that I don't agree with the tactics of it, it's obviously makes more sense. It just, this and getting everyone to coordinate with this is a lot more complicated.
It normally turns into this manual thing that people do after a while.
Yeah, I get it. I totally get it. I just feel like you're leaving a guy here to cover and then moving everyone past it. Just move a guy here to cover here first while everyone moves up anyway. You're just skipping out sort of that extra step, really, I guess. But I mean, at the same time, every squad will have its own little unique way of working and how they will do things. So I totally agree with you, so.
Yeah, I mean, both tactics are very good.
It's all.
It's basically the same tactic. It's just
it is.
Yeah.
It's just the how do you want it? How manual is it gonna be? How efficient is it gonna be? Sometimes the best tactic is security.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Sometimes the best tactic is pushing. I do agree with Joe's tactic about doing this as well over a corner, but this tactic mostly would be when contact has already been made.
Yeah.
You know, at this point, maybe the hostiles at that mission building we're reaching.
Or maybe you're being pushed by your hostiles, you need to retreat faster, so you need to keep moving.
Yeah.
Any sort of scenario
like
where...
Yeah. Or when the target building, okay, contacts has already been made, the contacts inside the building, you know they're already organizing for an attack. You need to push fast, you need to be hard on it. That's a lot better to push that way. It all changes, like one thing in the battle,
it's just that
and everything changes.
We're getting swamped down, obviously.
I have, like...
we need to push on.
Yeah.
What I would recommend is not a staggered column in this scenario. I'd recommend a 2-on-2. I don't know what kind of... 2 columns, I guess, is what you call it. I'm just going to call it a 2-on-2.
Yeah.
So that means everyone's even. So if you come up against any corners that are sort of like a crossroads, like a perfect crossroads, you can cover up both corners at the same time and don't have to wait for somebody to get up to it. And you don't have somebody's back.
I have one more question now.
Yes.
Do we have to follow the path?
For this exercise, yes, but obviously you'll be able to make your own in the future.
What?
So, this exercise, you do have to follow the path.
Yeah.
But in the future, obviously, you'll be making your own commands.
So, yeah.
What we have here is Max is covering up down the roadway, and the people behind him would then continue moving up.
Yeah, let's just
here.
Gonna move on. Let's advance.
Yeah, don't worry about commanding just yet.
Oh.
So yeah, Eclipse then encourages the next one. You guys move past. You keep moving past. Everyone moves past to the next opening. And obviously, since Cadius is last, he calls last man once he's past the opening, not past the person. Once he's past the opening, calls last man. And then obviously Max is the last person, so he will then peel on quickly, sprint past the opening. And then he calls last man to Eclipse. Obviously, Eclipser pulls on, and you.
So it's right there. Alright.
Yeah, yeah. You don't have to say Eclipser last man. You say last man, and you should know if you're the last man. And so you guys keep moving. So it should be continuous, and you say last man.
Last man.
Last man.
It's basically just peeling all the way through this territory while covering doors, windows, mountings.
Last man.
Last man.
Another thing you can do is you can just say covering as well, so people know, but it's kind of unnecessary since everyone's already behind you.
Target spotted
so
north.
They can already see you.
Building.
Alright, good.
Last man. Oh.
I mean, should we lay down covering fire? Because they're hostile.
Not yet. Just for now, just keep moving. We're gonna get to this in a minute. We're just doing the movement for now. Also, if everybody knows the shortcut to tapping on the shoulder, you could possibly try that as you're passing to let them know, which is Shift T.
I'm not gonna even try that because my grenade button is T.
Okay, so here we are. We've come to a confusing situation. So the problem with your position now, Cadius, is your left flank is obviously exposed. So he needs somebody covering that. So you basically need an ARD to move through this area. You'd have Max Power here covering to the left. You'd have the Eclipser covering Cadius's left side. Cadius covering the forwards as well as Cesium. And then Mega can then pull round forwards. And what you do is you pull sort of clockwise. So you would pull, well, if you're turning right, you pull clockwise. You're pulling left, you pull anti-clockwise. So Mega moves, Max, Eclipser, Cadius, and then Cesium. And then you all follow on round through this.
Alright.
So turning right is clockwise, left is anti-clockwise.
Moving.
So Max Power then moves. As last man. He then calls moving. He's moving. Eclipser's next. Okay. You're moving down the road this way. Moving, and then obviously Cadius and Cesium follow on. And you guys who've already moved off can move straight to obviously the next openings and such like that. And obviously now that you've entered onto a new path, you have your rear to worry about, so somebody needs to check that every now and then. It's all about just basically covering your openings as best as you can. And this training is supposed to be useful for not just PvE but PvP as well, because obviously you have somebody sneak up on your blind side, your whole team can be wiped quite easily. Now the next thing about this is getting to the building that you want to assault, essentially, enter CQC with. Since we have the climbing mod now, you no longer have to worry about running around walls or trying to blow holes in walls or exposing yourself, so you guys can all pull out a formation now and come with me. So if you'd either have to run all the way around the wall that side, sorry, or you would have to expose yourself to this whole open space which you either know nothing about or have already cleared. But either way, with the climbing mod now, what you want to do is look at a compound and decide what's the best entry point. I mean, the wall is very much like crossing a road. The person climbing the wall is obviously exposed, so you want somebody covering off both sides for him. And if possible, you want it to be able to look over the wall first, but it's all dependent on if you can see over the wall. You can jump and stuff like that. So, climbing the wall, let's say our climbing point is going to be right here. Want two people covering off either side of him. Not necessarily right next to him in case somebody throws a grenade. So Mega, you cover off to the southeast there. And then somebody would climb the wall. And once he lands on the wall, he does a quick scan of the area and shouts whether it's clear or not. So imagine Clipsy, you're climbing, so you climb. He lands, scans, and if you hear clear, then the next man goes. And then Cadius will say over or last man. No, not last man. I don't know what you'd say for this. Just make it aware that you're over. Over is fine.
I'm over.
And then Mega would peel off, or whoever thinks we're on the least dangerous side, I guess.
Climbing.
Oh, it looks like your thing's broken. assessing you.
Blocked
climb.
earlier.
Do you even climb, bro?
Yeah.
I do not know the way.
You know how to climb?
I do.
Can you jump? There you go.
Hey.
Okay, and so once you're all over, you just farm, basically get either into a hard cover or farm an ARD if it's open space. So from here, you're now more protected and closer to the building, so you don't have to cross as much open ground. The second thing is, with the new climbing, you can now climb on top of buildings to get onto the second or the first floor before entering the ground floor, which can surprise, especially in PvP. So I selected this build obviously because there's a lower roof that you can climb on top of. Yeah, you obviously all know you're covering stuff now. You were covering it here nicely, so let's move over. Personally, I would probably go around the edge of this building over here and climb over the wall at the top. But let's imagine we're just breaching through this compound. You move people through to cover the outside of the compound. And you want to stay in cover as much as possible. So obviously this would be an issue in this scenario, but let's imagine there's a wall covering the side so you're not opening yourselves up. Now, you want to do two things when you're entering into CPC of a building, and that is, one, try and surround the building to make sure no targets escape from the building, and two, you want to make sure you try and engage as many contacts as possible from outside the building, not inside. That can be done. Yeah, that can be done by either peeking or slicing the cake, as it's sometimes known, where you literally just slowly edge around the corner and you shoot targets as you see them. Or secondary, if you know there's no civilian or friendly targets inside, you can literally just frag the shit out of it. Yeah, so those are two options. Let's imagine the bottom stairs doors are both barricaded, you need to enter through the top floor, or they have machine gun fire covering this. We can now climb this building up here to get onto the balcony. So basically what we're going to do is push ourselves around to get to that building. So imagine this is a closed door, and this is a closed window. Again, obviously, anybody climbing, you want to cover them off. Check the window before you cross it. There's a target inside. Yeah. And then from this, you should be able to climb up. Obviously, this is a very dangerous maneuver because you expose yourself. So once you're on the roof, you want to move fast. And you want to move either on top of the next roof and then drop down, or try and jump the gap if you can. Not everybody needs to go on top.
I know. I just want, do it.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you can all do it.
It's training.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just double jump basically, and you'll grab it.
Oh yeah, okay.
You can jump and then grab, so yeah. You can either jump and then grab as you go across, or you can climb the roof and then use the bolt down thing, and then you can climb it.
The roof seems like the safest option, to be honest.
Yeah.
And considering our balconies on both sides.
Yeah, this is more important for PvP, since PvE won't be that useful, but it's still very useful in case there's blocked doorways, or there's somebody covering that doorway that you can't kill without hurting yourself, essentially. This isn't really training on how to do things, this is all scenario based, and I'm sure you can always use your wits in knowing that you're very exposed right now, so when you're on the roof you want to move fast.
I'll probably have two guys drop down here and two guys drop on the other side for maximum confusion.
You'd obviously tell them that before.
Well, yeah, before we were on the roof.
Yeah, nice one, see, good communication. Oh, you died.
Okay.
Provide some attention.
I'll just get him off for Zeus.
How did he...
He landed on the railing.
Ah, so he landed with his legs split on the railing.
Yeah.
That sounds very painful. Oh god, ow,
I'll give you a process here.
Yeah.
Okay.
The way you can climb up, you can climb down as well.
Ooh.
Yeah. So if you can literally press spacebar at the edge of the. Oh, you'll climb up at the edge of the thing.
I'll show you. Crouch, please.
That sounds like innuendo.
Anyway,
are you trying to mount me?
Now,
no, look here.
Now that we've done the climbing, can we all meet back at the front door of this building?
No, don't bother. We haven't told us. Mega, we haven't been told to shoot yet.
But
Safety zone.
our target.
Yeah, we're just doing the run through. So I'm changing the way we do TQB. So before it was really clunky and slow, and you'd have people move in and move past you. I still want it to try and be 2 minimum in a building, but obviously you can do it on your own. And there's sort of 2 types of breaches. What I do: one's a breach, the other's a storm. A breach is more slowly, which is where you'd still stack up, but when you start moving in, you just clear through the building as quick as possible, and you tell people what you're doing. So, for example, Ceci, come with me. Let's just say we're doing a breach. I'll just do set, and you call set.
Set.
Right, and then I go 3, 2, 1 breaching, and so I'm moving left, target on the stairs. I haven't taken him out, so you shoot him, and I doorway left, and then obviously you say going upstairs, and I'll say
Going up.
downstairs.
Oh God! The target's back up. It's inside me.
No, that shit.
Target window.
Storm, literally, you will not stack up on the door. If you're under fire before you get to the building, or something like that, you will literally just run into the building, scream as much as you can about what you're doing to let your teammates know. So it'd literally be, imagine we're under suppressive fire right now, and we need to get in. So you would say, we're going to storm that building.
Storm that fucking building!
And you just go entering, and you just call what you see, stairs, doorway left.
Stairs down, going up.
You run through, and you basically, yeah.
Following up.
Communication.
Okay. Top here.
Taking cover. Facing south.
Communication is
covering
key.
south. Black.
North window.
Alright. I know this is all a bit clusterfuckery.
Okay.
Yeah. Hello.
I need a new mag.
Did you not?
No.
Is this
No,
because
they
you've been
told us
shooting
to.
too much? Oh, I know, but you shouldn't be shooting anyway.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'll get about
no one told you to fire, Mega.
He said it was a live fire exercise.
He did.
I said we were doing a run through first.
I'm
I'm gonna drop some mags in the floor. I'll have one each. I don't really need them.
Go for the Austrian, takes them all.
So, with a breach, you still want to kill as many targets from outside as possible. A storm, you just kind of want to get inside the building, I guess. You can use whatever lingo you want, but I think those make more sense. Breaching something and storming it. Obviously, as you pointed out earlier, when you were on the way to the building, you could see targets, and you was wondering if you could shoot them. Now the thing is, depends whether they shoot you. Like I said, you want to surround the building before you get into it. Imagine there's a valuable target here, you don't want to escape out the back door. If you start engaging all the way down there, you then have to run across the field to try and get in here to make sure he doesn't escape, right?
Yeah.
So if they engage you, then absolutely fire back. But if not, and you can sneak up on the building, try and surround it as much as possible. I would recommend only entering through either one entrance per floor, unless you've already planned out how you're going to enter, just so you know where friendlies are going to be in the building, and you don't start throwing frags around, or you don't start shooting each other by accident. Because if everybody enters on every entrance possible, there's 4 entrances in haircut, 2 balconies and 2 doors at the bottom, and then you're accidentally friendly fire. So you basically just make sure you know what you're doing first, but I would recommend entering only one entrance per floor. Want to say something?
No. I was talking to.
Okay, we're going to do a
to
quick
my
run
old
through
lady.
this as much as you possibly can, as we're going to move from the start again. And then basically you're going to sort this building live by actually shooting the thing. So we're going to quickly run back.
Can I add like one
Yep.
thing? Or just real quick? Actually, 2 things I want to add real quick. Since when we were going up that alleyway, we saw one target, right? We saw that one guy on from the balcony. He was on the 2nd floor. What would have been like a kind of smart idea is leaving, depending on the size of the squad, leaving either 1 or 2 until the
For
rest of the
suppressive
team.
fire.
Yeah, so until the rest of the team reaches the target building. Now,
Oh,
when the guys that reaches the target building calls it out over the radio and says they're set to
they can
take out
take
the
him out.
building, they can take out the first target and top of the building while everyone else is moving in from the bottom floor. That's just
You
one
should
thing.
learn this in what you're doing with Mac. That's why I'm just trying to introduce.
Oh, alright.
'Cause he's doing assaults and stuff, and basically CQC is assaulting a place, so you'll learn about suppressive and flanking with that. But yeah, so this is basically Because nobody ever does the fucking standstill. Uncovering the doorway, you can move through it now. It's literally just run in, shoot as much as you can, but just communication is key. That's really what I want to get at. Just let people know where you're going. When you run inside a building, call out what you see. So obviously you run in, you see a door on the left, you see stairway. And you go door left, stairway. And then you can say taking door left or going stairway. Then people know where you've been, where you're going, what's in there, etc. Anyway, let's go. Hello. Sorry, I forgot to sign up. Assassin, you're in command. I want you to do this as fast as possible. Oh my fucking god, you destroyed it when you climbed over that. You literally knocked it over, that's pretty cool. Yeah, so if you want to do it where you all stop and cover the corners, I'm going to keep moving. It's up to you how you practice this. I do want it done fairly quickly, but yeah, I just want to see you practice it and try and get moderately efficient at it.
Yep.
So take it away.
We're going to move out. We're going to do it to where we did earlier. Like, the two to what was he called, Grave? The two formation thing, 2-point thing.
2-man, 2-man.
Yeah,
but you can
2-man
just
thing.
Like a double column, I suppose.
A double column, yeah.
Or you can call it buddy teams.
Yeah, buddy teams.
Yeah.
I like that. We're gonna do the buddy teams. Yeah. So you guys in front, just get set up, and we'll follow up behind you.
Yeah, I think we'll officially call it buddy teams.
Yeah.
I'll take point.
I'm not gonna get confusing.
There's such a good German word for it, though.
What's a German word?
Zweierreihe.
I can't remember that.
We will be holding our fire until they are either engaging us or we are close. Covering.
No one called last man.
Fuck, yeah, I forgot to call last man, sorry.
Last man.
Roger.
I'll take left.
Last man. Last man.
I'm forgetting about that. Come on.
Set.
Set. Eyes on target.
Last man.
I'll take the left.
No one said last on the right hand side.
Last man.
Crossing.
Moving up.
Max, you can go.
Passing the gate.
Moving.
Yeah, in position.
Moving. Last man.
Crossing street.
I can set up a wall and climb over.
Set.
I'll take the rear.
Clips. Climbing over. Clear.
Climbing. Cross.
I'm through.
I'll go first. Over.
Last man.
Eclipse and Mega, I want you on the roof. The rest of it will be covering your approach to the roof. Then we will be breaching from the back on the first floor, well, ground floor.
Solid copy.
Oh yeah, I can do that.
Contact. Down.
We can't go onto the roof, there's a target in the window.
Okay, storm.
And that one's down already.
Clear the other entrance ASAP.
Right hand clear.
There's contact. Moving up.
Covering the back entrance.
Moving left.
Oh, I'm stuck with you.
Jumping on the balcony.
Up floor.
Building clear.
Get Mega down.
Mega.
Building is clear, by the way, it says here.
Okay, building clear. Mega's down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think, did someone shoot him or did he
No,
He
he
cracked his
fell,
legs,
I think.
Again?
Mega's
He's
got.
cracked his skull.
Mega's gonna need some extensive climbing lessons.
Totally.
He does not seem to be a natural for that.
Okay, are you supposed to climb down from the roof as well at the same
Yes.
time?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, you can do.
Oh, okay.
Can do that?
Otherwise,
I'm gonna try that now.
otherwise armor like continues your movement forwards.
I'm bad as you.
Yeah, so just press the same climb button when you're at the edge looking down. You'll climb over the edge.
I'll also give you guys a,
No.
I'll
Well,
give you guys
that makes
a,
sense. I wish I had known that.
I'll give you guys a quick tip. If you jump while falling from a high place,
No.
and if you jump right before you hit the ground,
God damn
Oh,
it.
please tell me that doesn't work.
it does.
That's so sad. That's the no, Mega, no.
Oh, it doesn't work.
Oh, that wasn't Mega. It was.
Why did you go ahead and do that?
So I can just heal myself.
I mean, you can heal anyone.
You broke it. I had a plan. It was so glorious.
All rifles angled at caddies. Safety on.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
Alright, so how would you guys feel like that went?
It went pretty well, I'd say.
Most of this isn't taught, it's most of feeling. That's why I can't
Yeah,
say. Alright,
because it's like, I mean,
teamwork is felt, not taught, I suppose.
we obviously don't know if those guys saw us coming or not, because.
Well, yeah, obviously, but I mean, the efficiency is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like moving through, your team looked really good moving through stuff and covering off corners was excellent.
Like the junction area down there, the crossroads thing. That's a bit tricky.
Yes.
Yeah.
Took us a second, yeah.
It's just when you get to that, just cover left and right, then get people to move across and cover the additional entrances.
Yeah.
Or
Can I throw something real quick? I'll promise to be real quick.
Yeah.
Open up your map. You see how like this area here is like really exposed to the building?
Yeah.
When we're moving up the hairway.
We should have probably gone left and then over the wall.
Yeah, now if we wanna like attack from this side, like Cecine wanted, we should have moved somewhere like around here instead. Like, taking the longer route.
This right here is purely just so you can practice the movement. Imagine like it's two separate exercises. This is moving, and then this is CPC.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically what it is.
I like this area though to train the.
Yeah, pretty good for it.
Yeah, it was really good for it.
Thank you.
One
I selected it myself.
That I want to know is obviously the more we do this in our own IGU squads and the longer we do it in our own IGU squads, the easier it's gonna be for us because we're just gonna be more
gonna get drilled in
to it, to working with our guys.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why I can't say, oh, this is the SOP of exactly how you do it. It's more just this is what kind of needs to be done. And that's why it feels very vague, but it.
I mean, I already know I'm gonna get shot a couple of times by Mac for being a piece of shit and being stupid, but
you're gonna fall to your death a couple of times.
Anyway, that's everything that I need to teach you. If you want to run it one more time with maybe the movement rather than the standing covering corners, see how quickly it is. You basically just keep formation. You just cover each opening you come across. Yeah, I'll quickly. We're all one group, aren't we?
Yeah, we're all one group.
I can talk close back then.
Space magics!
Praise Cat.
What's that group called?
Elysium, probably. I'm the team leader.
Check on the map. Check on the map.
Alpha 1-6.
1-6, yeah.
Good God,
yeah,
Gordon.
let's get set back up again.
We're just doing one more drill and then we'll be done, Piper. What's your ETA to finish?
Yeah, let's keep it the same positions.
Let's go.
Yeah, I came over and so I'm going to see all the dead bodies.
Okay, let's just get a move on.
Okay.
Remember, we're moving. We're just moving. We're not holding. We're not holding.
Move, no holding. Just walk.
It's covered as you move past it.
Oh, I need my buddy.
Yeah, right behind you. Well, I'm not your buddy, but you know. You're not stopping. You're just gonna keep moving.
I know.
Left hand side, pick it up. And let's get the pacing a bit further, actually.
So you use this if you're expecting less contact, or you're already under contact, etc. The other one is more, you know there are fucking a shit ton all around you.
Yeah. When there's already shit hitting the fan, or when you're still clean.
Yeah.
Full frontal assault building.
Storm?
Oh,
Storm, indeed.
Contact 0, moving top floor.
Swing back ramp.
Going downstairs.
Following Eclipse.
Upstairs.
Reactive secured.
Ground floor clear.
Top floor clear.
Top floor clear.
Hey. That was really good. There's a bit of confusion at the start, obviously, about what you was doing, if he was moving or not. But no, it was good, it was good, it was good. All happy with it?
Yeah.
All happy with how it works?
Yeah.
It's a lot faster than it used to be. Not that anybody had used what we used to teach, because it was useless.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, there's that. We're pretty much done here. Can't take us back. Anybody wants to add anything before we go?
No. It's fine.
Okay.
It's all good.
No, this is great. How's your training going? Looks like you're done. Do you want to teleport back?
I'm gonna stock up.
You're right back.
Are we supposed? Great. Are we supposed to stock up?
You can do. Also, there's some things behind you.
Yeah.
Some boxes you can grab from.
Do they all have the same thing?
I think so.
Yes.
The fuck was that?
They're doing.
Oh yeah, launchers. Yeah. I was like, I thought they were further away, but no, they're right over there.
Yeah, they're just literally just shooting into the ocean. I figured there's less shrapnel going to hit you that way.
What if they angle their things like really high, so they might hit the urban combat area? Not that we would try and do that, obviously.
I mean, we were over there, but if they could shoot a launcher to where we were, I'd be pretty impressed.
Yeah,
so you're encouraging us to try. Obviously, no one but Mega will try that.
I will refrain from doing it for the purposes of your sanity.
Yes,
this time.
Please.
Oh, that didn't work.
Safety's on.
How do I put the safety on again?
Control tilde. I think that's supposed to call the button above tab.
Yeah.
Next on the left hand side of the one.
It's hard to say because it's very different from me.
Yeah.
It's the totally signal side for me.
You guys can go watch them shoot launches if you want.
I mean, there's a nice observation tower.
Yeah, exactly.
Go stand behind the launches.
If you want to die.
Check if they have remembered to learn about backblast.
You already killed them all once.
Yeah. Who killed them all once? Piper?
By the looks of it.
Oh god, the murdering bastard. What has he done?
Oh boys, you can go on the roof of this thing.
Oh no.
That's so cool.
Oh shit.
Oh.
Oh, the verticality.
Changes armor so much.
Dying armor.
Okay, Riker has it done. I thought you.
Or armor lights?
Flying rifle first.
Oh shit. Don't know we're getting a parkour mod.
You already have it.
Ready? Procedure, please.
We need grappling hooks. We need grappling hooks.
Alright.
Ooh, that was pretty good.
Oh, that was a good shot.
I am not going to be that accurate, probably.
It's easy with the small one. You have
they're using
the
spotting rifles.
Yeah.
They're using spotting rifles. It literally ranges it for you perfectly.
Oh,
yeah.
You hit it with a spot.
If you fire it immediately after that, switch to the rocket and fire immediately, pretty much always hit.
Oh.
Yeah, that people really inspire confidence.
Yeah. Nice.
Is it Relico?
Which one? The one
I'm firing
aiming.
his guard break right now.
Okay, do relay sandy storm. So another thing to note about backblast is the shape of the tube at the back. As you probably noticed, the RPG had like a conical tube at the back, whereas this is a flat tube. So that's kind of a symbol of where the backblast will go as well. The RPG is horrific for that kind of shit. Whenever you want, do relay sandy storm me. You try the spotting rifle, yeah? You the spotting rifle? Right, go ahead.
Nice binoculars, guys.
Well, I like. By the way, speaking of binoculars, Grape, why is this not part of our standard kit?
What, everyone having them?
No, at least the team leaders.
Team leaders do have binoculars.
Not in the template.
Oh, do they not?
They do not.
I was supposed to.
I meant to yell at you for it a few times, but I keep forgetting.
Okay, that was frightening.
That's the other thing is just like, if the backblast is clear for the AT gunner, if you say backblast is clear before he's even fired or he's like lining up a shot, then it means he can fire instantly without having to recheck it. I'm just gonna have a little try without fucking spotting the back one, because I'm see if my eye's any good.
He just wants to fire a rocket, really.
Backblast, backblast, backblast. Iron.
Backblast.
Okay, well I used the spotting apparently.
I missed.
Backblast, backblast, backblast.
Short.
Anyway, if you'd like to put your toys away.
Hey, it worked.
Can't climb with binoculars.
Good to know. But with a gun, no worries.
Yeah.
Come here, boys.
Do you know the way?
You know
do not know the way.
You do not know the way.
Get here.
You know the way to Zimbabwe.
The way is the bottom of that fucking ocean in a big bag.
Yes, Mega.
Ow.
Jump into the ocean.
Try that again. It seems funny, but remember it's played over and over again.
You look at that, tired memes right off the bat.
Oh, I watch.
Wait, what?
Wait, where did Grip go? Oh, Grip's over there.
Yeah, he's over there.
Should we head over
Hang on.
there?
No, stop moving.
No, let's practice climbing.
That's over. Right, stand still.
Yeah, I did look at this.
Yeah,
That's a
I
fucking
made
mess.
editable objects.
Oh, okay. Anyway, yeah, that's cool. You guys can do launch training now, since they're ready. Matt's still waiting.
Head to launch training.
It was launcher and weapon training. I just basically did like firing types and then effective ranges for the weapons because they know how to like left click and aim at stuff.
Exactly. Yeah,
What? Is that how you fire it?
Hold on, wait. Oh.
I thought you had to.
Okay. Yeah. So it's mostly launcher stuff.
Yeah, mostly. That's why there's more launchers than guns in there.
Yeah.
Piper, where's the firing pin?
Broke my jump.
It's there.
Where?
Yeah.
Can't see it. Where?
I just shoot him? I'm not sure. It's off the edge.
Lower
It's
weapon.
like in the ocean.
You can climb.
What is he looking for?
Yeah, no, it's in the water.
What's he looking for?
Okay, now
Firing pit or something.
Line up.
So the effective range of most of your NATO. Oh my god. Most of your NATO assault rifles is, well, especially 5.56, is 300 meters is effective range. Actual range you can go up to is like roughly 600 meters, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. That's when body armor will start to block most rounds, etc., etc. These G3s come with something called EPR rounds. If you scroll, you probably see HK33 mag EPR. EPR stands for Enhanced Penetration Round. This is good against guys like the Russian Federation, purely because their body armor is so fucking thick. You don't want to use an EPR round against an unarmored target because it'll just go through the dude and cause very little damage. Fuck. Other than that, the big boy guns you can see on the ground there that are called GPMGs. That's normally carried by a two-man team with a dedicated gunner and then an ammo bearer. Do you find the pit? You're good. LMGs can normally be a one-man team, but they will normally have an ammo bearer somewhere with them as well. So, yeah, GPMGs normally always come with a two-man team, or HMGs I should call them, because Cadius will get all NATO at me. Yeah. Heavy MMGs, LMGs, and HMGs.
Okay.
Yeah. Anything like an HMG or a MMG will normally have a two-man team pretty much all the time because the ammo is just so heavy. Whereas an LMG you can sometimes have with just one guy, like a PKM dude with a box mag strapped to his back. Effective ranges of those is normally around 800 meters, and then after that you're kind of pissing in the wind, but you can kill and like suppress with a lot of rounds. Like an LMG doesn't need to be accurate, you can just look at a target quite far away and be like, I don't like the look of that squad that's 800 meters away, I'm going to spray for at least 20 seconds. Suppressive fire, again, this might be a Brit thing, but you have one shot every 3 seconds for rifles, and then 5 shots every 3 seconds for the LMG gunners, or MMG or HMG, whatever you want.
NATO standard.
Is it 3 seconds? I thought NATO standard. Okay, good. And then there's watch and shoot, which is probably probably the only two most used ones. If you want to look them up, I would advise doing so. But watch and shoot is if you see an enemy, you kill them. But other than that, you don't shoot. Is watch and shoot. Those are really the only two you'll probably hear. I think. There's other types like deliberate fire and whatnot, but we won't get into that because it's not. We probably won't use it in armor that much. AI doesn't get suppressed. The only reason suppressive fire is good in armor is because if anything's like behind a low wall or something and they've gone prone to cover and your commander says suppressing fire, then you're just putting so many rounds down that if the AI is dumb enough to get up, they will instantly cop it and probably die in, like within 5 seconds. Other than that, it's not much really to teach you about rifles. Like Control R is to check your magazine, Shift R is to unjam your magazine, or unjam your gun, sorry. Has a chance to fail, so if it keeps going click, keep hitting Shift R. Yeah, that's about it. Other than that, launch time. So if you'd all like to grab a s'more off the ground, and then some s'more spotting rounds as well. From the boxes.
The malls?
Smores,
Small.
yes, small.
That's small, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, so,
And then some spotting rounds as well.
right.
A Macarena.
Can't really. Did you want us to only grab spotting rounds, or did you want us to find some?
You should have a rocket in there as well. Oh wait, no, because you're taking from the box. Yeah, grab a rocket as well. Doesn't really matter which one.
Isn't there different weights on them?
Nope. They're both 83mm and they both have the same compound, so it doesn't matter. Unlike the Russian stuff, which is retarded.
Yeah. But you want us to load the weapon with a
Either
live
round
fire?
does not matter. And a small spotting round as well. Okay, so some notes about the small and the spotting round. The small spotting round is currently bugged, so when you fire it and it lands, it will make an explosion sound no matter what, even though it's literally a trace round, just like playing off the... It's basically a dart. The small itself, as you probably noticed, has a flat back tube launcher rather than a conical tube launcher, so the back blast is dissipated like in random directions a lot more, unlike the RPG, but it just means it's more deadly if you're right behind it. S'mores and Carl EGEs normally have two-man teams because the ammo weighs so much, unlike the RPG where you can fit a lot of them on your back, but these kind of two-man teams we normally call a HAT team or a LAT team, which stands for Heavy Anti-Tank or Light Anti-Tank, or MAT, which is Medium Anti-Tank. Doesn't really matter. These are normally medium because they're just made to go through whatever that comes their way. Types of round you'll get is HEDP, which is high explosive dual purpose, so you can use this against light skinned vehicles, infantry and medium armor. HE80, which is normally primarily used against medium armor and above, so that's stuff like your BMPs to your T-72s. High explosive, which is just HE, which is normally against soft skinned vehicles again and infantry. And then you also have some weird Russian stuff, which I won't get into much. Thermobaric, which is the really long RPG, which has like a small tip within a large payload behind it. That's to get through ballistic armor, so it penetrates and hits the ballistic armor, setting it off, and then the explosive payload comes in from behind and fucks whatever's in front of it. If you'd like to come with me... So, Kellis, if you just want to stand there and everyone else go behind sandbags there. Okay, so you can move forward. So I believe these are in increments of 50. You can use your small spotting thing first if you want. Make sure you follow the correct procedure before firing it, which as everyone knows, hopefully, the correct procedure is when having a rocket launcher, you will shout backblast, backblast, backblast. The people with you will say backblast clear. If they don't, you can check your left and right just to make sure. And then you will say rocket, rocket, rocket. And then if you really want to, just for that extra immersion, you can say rocket out as soon as you click the button. But that's not needed.
What is the standard range for that?
250. If you try page up, page down, you'll notice it just moves the mount for the scope, which we don't have up and down, rather than actually the iron sight.
Okay. Also, it starts at 50 meters. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I believe the boys are at 50 meters.
Okay, but the rifle itself.
The rifle itself is 250, along with the payload. It's the exact same. It'll go the exact same direction as the payload, and you don't need to shout backblast for that because it's a ranging dart. So whenever you're ready, Captain Crunch.
Backblast, backblast, backblast.
Black blast here.
Doesn't. It was a dart anyway, so it doesn't.
How do you load the targeting thing?
Scroll, and then more targeting round, and then you reload it like you would a normal gun.
But how is it was?
I don't have.
Backblast it. Okay.
Oh, you didn't wait for the backblast here, so that's a fail, Carius.
Shoot him.
Run away. Backblast, backblast, backblast.
Yeah, we didn't hear UK backblast clear, did you? Huh?
That's something you guys do in the UK.
Yeah, because we're not retarded like you guys in Norway. Go there then, and cesium.
I don't think I have the
was gonna say
appropriate spotting thing.
You know,
Is
the
it
spotting
You don't
round.
have spotting
is it the
rifle round?
is it the MK217, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's I'm not getting the option up to reload into that.
You scroll.
I am scrolling.
Spotting rifle.
Press F
Press F.
Yep.
to pay respects.
Oh, that's probably it.
Oh, mine
Yeah.
is on a scroll, so.
Yeah,
Mine's
well,
a-
you're special, Papa.
Yeah.
Well, it's
You
designated so I
okay.
don't accidentally shoot a rocket at my own teammate. Cesium, get going then.
Yeah.
Use the spotting rifle first. You don't usually call backblast for that one, and then use your actual launcher next.
Okay. And the ranging for this was 50 per like tick.
250 and then 50 per boy.
Yeah.
50 is your standard sight row.
250, yeah. And how far away are these bows? Do we know that?
50 meters incremental.
Okay.
I think. Yeah, dead on, I believe.
I didn't even see it explode.
It's because it doesn't explode. That's just, like I told you at the beginning, a glitch.
Backblast, backblast, backblast.
Backblast is clear. Dead on, shot. Get mega. Boopy boop, shoot whoop.
Do I get another missile? Or rocket?
No, we're changing rocket after the rocket launcher. It'd be good if you had your, yep, that's the one. Over your spotting round first, and then your actual rocket. If you would be so kind.
Which one?
Spotting rifle first, and then your launcher next. It doesn't matter, you can choose whatever, I don't care. It's depending on what you think your ability is, I would guess. Okay, dead on.
Backblast.
Backblast is clear. Good hit. My cesium was still like kind of there, but he's fine.
Yeah, clearly it wasn't clear. Ow.
But it was clear. You're just in pain. You're not injured.
Yeah, let's
So
take
it's
some
clear.
morphine. Some
Okay,
delicious,
so good.
delicious drugs.
Indeed, delicious drugs. But moving forward then, you goof.
Mega, you don't need to take another rocket.
Spotting rifle loaded.
Yeah.
Pick whichever you think you can hit. Yeah, I think it was dead on anyway, wherever you're aiming, so switch to your rocket.
Backblast, backblast, backblast.
Backblast is clear. Who's next? Is so I'm guessing it's Jesus. Oh no, it's Max Bear.
Nice.
Jesus has the exact same whenever you're ready, make sure you have spotting rifle first.
Cesium.
Yes?
Looks like you have some minor bruises on your left leg.
That could be. I mean, I wasn't. I was in a backblast apparently. How do you? I no longer do that.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Hit my left. I think that's it. Everyone. Yeah, that's everyone. If you want to grab a Carly G for me, otherwise known as the Carl Gustav launcher, or the M3 Moors, I think they're calling this, but...
Oh.
Yes, the M3 Moors, but it is the Carly G Gustav E. L-E. E.
That one does not use the spotting rounds, right?
No, this is not use spotting rounds, so this would normally as well be a two-man team carrying it, because it is fucking heavy.
Yes.
This one, however, does have a iron sight that will go up to 900 meters. Again, though, with most lat, mat, and hat teams, unless they're guided or lock-on, their effective ranges are normally 300 meters, like for the person to actually hit accurately. And then, like most the good AT teams are normally good estimators or good guess workers. If they've done it so many times, they can normally off by eye see how far the distance is. So that's something to keep in mind. Okay, this one's loaded with HE, so we're always going to kill ourselves. So it's nice. Do the same thing again if you go line up by the sand barricade. Let's go barricade thing.
It's weird.
Over there?
No, this is weird.
How so?
I can see the rockets through the box.
I think that's a you thing, but yeah.
If you do it from here,
Oh yeah, I see what you mean. Oh well, come on then.
Oh well.
I guess someone just dropped them.
So unfortunately, whoever made the Kali G got lazy and did not put in the proper backblast scripting, because the Kali G is a recoilless rifle and therefore doesn't have, well, it does have backblast, but it wouldn't kill you inside a building, and you could be closer to the back. However, they didn't put it in, so you're gonna get fucking knocked your ass out and dead if you stand behind it.
Yay!
Alright.
So don't do that, unfortunately. However, these are big boy launchers, and I believe they're rifled as well, so they're normally more accurate and faster than your disposable tubes. But the 84, which are normally up to like 200 meters accurate. Go Cadius first, see if he can not fail this time. Go on then. Go on then. Go on, sit down. Huh? Which one are you gonna pick, huh?
What's in there?
Which one are you picking, huh?
5, 100, 200, 300, 400 in the back there maybe.
Oh, you're gonna go for the 400, yeah?
Or 400 all the way in the back. It's if your calculations are right, the back one should be 400 meters.
Don't you go for calculations?
I'm back checking whatever calculations I don't have.
Go on then, give me the correct procedure and we'll see if you hit.
So I'll give it 400.
Okay, 415 years. Go on then.
Okay. Backblast clear.
No.
So you want backblast.
Yes, or backblast.
Backblast. Backblast.
Back what?
Is it clear?
Yeah, I say so.
Okay.
Oh.
Is that a hit?
I don't know.
It was very close, but I can't tell.
How the fuck did you hit my leg?
I would say it did not hit.
Ooh, Mega's second guessing you. Go on then, Mega, step up to the plate.
I'm zoomed in for some reason. I cannot see.
Where did you find those binoculars?
In the crate. We scavenged them.
Alright, morphine.
Oh, don't share military secret with the flight boys, mate. Clips.
Kali G has a conical backblast, unlike the small, and therefore it ricochets off. If you can see the back of the tube normally, that means you're in the danger zone. So somewhere like here is most likely not in the danger zone.
Oh no, you hit my leg right here.
Oh, well then, I guess you're just unlucky. Go on then,
I guess I shouldn't stand there. Unless I'm not standing there.
What did you say the closest buoy was at?
50 meters. I believe the increments are 50, but it wouldn't make much sense since the back one is so far away.
Yeah, they wouldn't. I mean, the front one's to the right, but the last one.
They're probably 100 meter increments then.
So here we go for. I'm gonna go for 500 and aim low.
Okay.
See what happens.
Give me the correct procedure as well.
Alright. Backblast.
Backblast is good.
Firing.
The hell?
Hello.
Good shot, yeah.
That thing is weird.
450 Cadius was slow, and then your 500 was slow. I don't know. Maybe you're aiming.
That was 500 and it was at the water line.
Okay, so yo, wait. I was aiming directly at it with 500.
I was at 500 on the water line.
Backblast.
Backblast here.
Okay,
Too low.
Just aiming weird, because that was at 400 and I just missed it, so please, it's aiming weird, I guess.
You need training wheels.
Shall I get another rocket?
No, you're fine. But normally a good procedure is your dot and the two side reticles should be in between the tracks and the hull, or in the very middle of the hull. But hitting the turret is only good if you know your round won't go through something like an 84 normally won't go through a T-80's front armor, so hitting the turret and killing the commander and the gunner is normally Gucci, because then it means the drivers are fucking around and whatever, doing stupid shit. Clutch, you're up.
Get out the right side, nigga, before I have to shoot you and put you down.
Alright, give me the proper procedure equips, and then choose whichever target you wish.
Back blast, back blast, back blast.
Back blast is clear. Don't worry if you can't say it, just say stuff really quickly and everyone will know what you mean.
Fire.
Alright, it was Max Bear.
Yep.
Step on the ring.
Alright.
Whichever target you wish, and then fire whichever you wish.
So.
Good eye outside. Hold them. Head blast.
I should get this when I'm commanding. Advance! I should get this further when I was advancing, like. You don't need a tank, we have this.
In the ring. Is everyone fired?
No.
No, I got hit.
I am not fired.
If you can see the back of the tube carriers, then you're in the danger zone. What did you say? I was standing right here. You can see the black bar of his tube. That means you're in the danger zone, because that means the air can reflect off the back of his tube and hit you. You're still in the danger zone. No, still in the danger zone. Yeah, now you're not in the danger zone.
I am the danger.
Alright, CCM.
Yep.
Whatever you desire, and then proper procedure.
What did you say was the proper way to aim this?
So normally on tanks, you'd aim the middle bit. You'd aim for the middle with the dot and the two horizontal lines.
Yep.
But it would be that dot would be firmly on the middle.
Mhm.
Again, the boys are weird because they don't have any like recognizable.
Yeah.
Whenever you're ready.
Yep. Back blast, back blast, back blast.
Back blast is clear. Oh, just short. I think that was actually probably a lot closer than the rest of them. Yeah, I think you like just a teeny bit. Anyway, if you'd all like to grab an RPG, but make sure when you're grabbing an RPG, when you hover over it says the 7V has a 7V3 on it, I believe, or it'll say it has a type of scope on it or some shit.
Alright.
Yeah, PG. It should say accessories PGO 7V3 when you're trying to pick it up.
Yep.
Nice. Fine.
Gucci, and then grab a rocket as well if you haven't got one already.
And the spares?
There's only one anyway, so.
Okay.
Nice. Nice.
Are these the heavy ones?
Actually, like these sides. These are pretty good.
Oh no, I hate these sights.
These the heavy ones.
Oh, those are the fucking. These are 7Vs. These are like effectively light rockets. Give me a sec. I'll spawn a crate in because I'm tired of shit as not having.
A very nice sights though.
These are the nice sights. Let me find spies. This is where Piper's Eden skills come into play. Ooh.
Or fuck.
Pretty much. Let me see if this has the right stuff in it. It does. Okay, so if you'd like to come look into the box and not actually touch the box for a second, if you touch something and I see you pulling something out, I will execute you as you stand. You'll notice at the bottom of the box you have 4 types of missile. Or tandem. Yeah, I said it right. Tandem heat. The 7BL are the ones you always want to try grab if you can. Because these are the best ones in my opinion. They can go through pretty much most armor. From the side at least. And from the front you'll have most tanks have a pretty tough time of blocking it. The 7VR is the one I was telling you about earlier, where it hits the ballistic armor first with the small armor piercing bit, and then it delivers the explosive payload behind it. 7V is a fragmentation device, so when the Russians attack Kalias over the border, they'll probably fire these into his base. And then the 7V, TPG 7V is the thermobaric one, so they probably also shoot these into Callice's base as well. That basically just, it sucks all the oxygen in around it, and then explodes and causes a massive fire wave and kills everyone around them.
Nice.
Fun.
Yeah, I pray for Callice's well-being. Anyway, if you'd all like to go back to your standing places. You're gonna shoot back, Callice, just 40 mic mics, is that about it?
I love 40 mic mics.
So if you get your rocket launcher out and aim down the sight for me, I'll tell you briefly what the sight means. We did this previously before, but thankfully the Russian sight has night vision, well not night vision built to it, but it has sight brightening on it, so if it's a particularly dark day you can press N and it will light the sights up for you.
Okay.
The sight is in Cyrillic, unfortunately, because you know Russians. The M actually means light, the N on the right means medium, and the P at the bottom means heavy. So those are the types of rockets you'll find. I have a guide on it, and I can't fully remember all the top rocket types, but I can go through the 7V and the HE I like to use the left-hand side to range them. So 5 is 500 meters, 2 is 200 meters. The 7VL and the tandem rocket, I believe. No, sorry, not tandem. The thermobaric are medium, so you'd use the right side to shoot them. So they go up to 300 meters. And then the big old heavy one that you just saw that had the massive payload at the bottom is a heavy rocket, so you'd use the bottom one to fire it. From left to right, where you see 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 on the bottom parts, is kilometers an hour. So it's 10 kilometers an hour, 20 kilometers an hour, 30 kilometers an hour, 40 kilometers an hour, 50 kilometers an hour. This is either wind speed, which is very rare, or more commonly is the speed of the vehicle moving. Again, like I said, AT work is mostly good guesswork. Now, the little curve you see going from 2 to 10, this is how you range most RPGs with the 7v3, is you place the bottom line, or where the curve has, so just below the 10 is the bottom line, you would place that underneath the tank's tracks, and then wherever the tank's turret intersected on that curve is the distance of that tank, theoretically. In practice you might need to do a little bit of guesswork here and there, but so if I was to range, I don't know, pretend the far boy is a tank for this purpose of this experiment, it hits just below the 2, so I would say it's 300 meters, roughly thereabouts, for this rocket. We know it isn't, but again, for practical purposes. And so I would be like, okay, so it's reaching that 3 point for me. I'm now gonna go to my aimer on the right-hand side, sorry, the left-hand side, because I'm using the 7V, and I'd range it to that 3 point on my left-hand mark, because that's 300 meters, and I'd fire and hopefully kill the tank. The cross at the top is your bore mark, or 50 meter mark. That's only when shit's getting really serious and you need to kill stuff quickly. Other than that, any questions about the Russian sites or anything? No? Okay, good.
I'm good.
So these are 7D rockets, even though if you unscope quickly, and you zoom in and look at the actual rocket on the front of your rocket launcher, you'll see it has the Cyrillic N on the top. It doesn't actually use that for fucking firing, because it's dumb as shit, and they use the light version for some reason, and that I have to blame the RHS people and send them an angry letter. Anyway, Alice, if you want to go up first. The RPG is a lot slower than the other two, because it's not, this is, although a dedicated anti-tank launcher, it's a rocket-propelled grenade, not a rocket launcher. Also, unlike the other two, you'll notice that the RPG has a really bare-bones, basic, canonical filter, air blast filter, so you're just going to get fucked up if you stand below it. So the back blast is a lot harsher than most other weapons. Anyway, whenever you're ready, Cass. Back blast fair.
Nice.
Get hit.
Kind of want to know what
Eclipse,
happens
yeah.
when you put a potato in the back.
Potato. I guess it'd blow it out, your rocket launcher would explode.
Oh, okay.
Go on, Mega, get up there. Whenever you're ready.
Okay.
Hmm?
Your assessment on 50 meters between each bow is correct.
Thank you. Whenever you're ready, Mega.
Backblast, backblast, backblast.
Everyone's clear!
Firing.
Short.
Short, not short.
Quite short, like 20 meters off.
Yeah, that was
Eclipse, my boy, you're in the ring. Get fighting.
Huh?
I said I love you.
I know.
Have you
Are
already?
you cheating on me?
I just love all my students equally.
Go away!
Love me the most.
I don't want to be molested.
Whenever you're ready, Eclipse.
Backblast.
Backblast clear. Ooh. Oh, hit.
Nice!
Well, I know who I'm making dedicated AT. Christ.
Hey, he's in my section.
CC him. Whenever you're ready.
Backblast, backblast, backblast.
Whenever you're ready.
Yeah, I said backblast, backblast, backblast.
I don't know if you're
Sorry, I wasn't whisper. Backblast, backblast, backblast.
Yes, backblast is clear.
God damn it.
That's a bit too high.
Yeah,
That's
my
a bit way too high.
my aim went off after the whisper incident, and I was like, "Fuck it."
It's fine. Yeah, don't worry. Who I got left?
Also, I'm horrible
fine,
at this
you're
fucking RPG site, like Russian shit. Ah.
But just get good at it then.
Oh, this is why I go commander and be like, "Need shoot that thing."
And then go hit it, Max. I bet you can hit stuff.
Backblast.
Backblast clear. Oh yeah. Oh, just over the top.
Over.
I was gonna say, I think it's weird how the closer you get to Russia, like you give the Finns like the rocket launchers and they start hitting stuff. It's a bit weird, that isn't it? Like,
I think it's weird.
Hey Mega, no cheating. Let's take the scope off now. Actually, if you'd all like to take your scopes off your rocket launchers.
Scope is off.
Go grab an extra rocket as well.
Oh yeah, rocket.
Yeah, go ahead with the iron sights.
Wait. Piper!
Yeah?
You didn't say the thing!
It's because I was drinking. It's just over the top, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I put it higher because I thought 300 meters wasn't be enough.
Okay, so again with these sights, I think effective range 200 meters, and the way you can tell that is when you're aiming at a tank. Again, you want to aim between the tracks and the hull. If the entire vehicle is between your left, where the ring starts at the left to the right, that means it's within that 200 meter mark. Disposable launches you normally is accurate range is 200, reasonable launches is 300. Because the RPG is such shitty old Russian tech but also brilliant at the same time, it's normally 200 to 300 is the accurate distance. Anything other than that, again, guided stuff is the way. See some getting there, stop shit talking. That body took enough of your shit and disappeared into the ground.
Ha!
Whenever you're ready? Again, you can adjust your skill level, you don't need to hit the back one.
What?
It's 400
Yeah.
meters, that's
Backblast, backblast, backblast? Did I go way over that? Yeah.
Indeed. Next up, Cadius. Make sure you page up and page down this one correctly, because this one actually has ranges.
Yeah, I noticed.
Go on then, Cadius, do me proud.
Is he on mute? Is he on whisper? Who knows?
He's
Oh,
aiming.
He's
He's
aiming.
silent.
You're dead, Cadius. The T-90's turned around and is already shooting you. You're dead, Cadius. The BTR just turned its gun and is shooting you. You're dead, Cadius. The HMV just turned around and is now shooting you. You're dead, Cadius. The 50 cal turned around and they're shooting you. Right, blast is clear. That's a bit over. dead, Candice.
Did you not see the snake?
The snake. Well, did it come up to you and
What?
try and bite you?
I thought you were. I thought you were aiming for that bunny.
Show us what a Russian in disguise can do.
An insurgent bunny.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you the target of trying to hit the back one again. If you can hit this, I'm like convinced you're actually just a Russian in disguise.
He's too nice to be a Russian. Wait, unless he's a master spy.
Yeah, exactly.
Too drunk to be Russian.
Remember, you could page up, page down as well. Oh,
It's too high.
He did it on purpose to not reveal his identity.
Wait, can I try something?
You're up? No. Not yet, anyway.
Experiment failed.
Good last clear. Over the top, I'm afraid. So I say this like in a manner that I plead with all of you. Please do not shoot at targets that you think you won't be able to hit. If you either have 100% positivity you'll hit it, or at least 90%. If they're like if they're beyond 300 meters, and you're trying to hit them with like an RPG and an 84, please don't do it. You're just wasting it. Like if you miss, you've revealed where you are, and you're gonna get lit the fuck up, and the medic's gonna have to come bandage you and then heal you. I'm gonna try fire my rocket, so fuck you, KS. Yeah, bye. Back blast, back blast, back blast.
Oh, T9 is aiming at you!
I don't know, I'm checking my back blast.
Oh, it's clear!
It's clear.
I was ready to fire, like, you know.
Oh, we're suppressed! We're all dying, Piper!
Oh.
Are you trying to get the snake as well?
Yeah, that's what
Oh no, we're all dying! Oh.
Let me show you something, alright?
Okay. Well, that's only because he took half now to aim, whereas like she just, you know, went up to the pedestal and... Flip. You're saying for the snake again?
Wait. That doesn't make any sense. Okay, wait.
I just for the
need to ask
face
you
with that
something.
looks like the other.
This is now an issue of fucking having sex.
It was fair?
Okay, so when I was aiming the last rifle, I had it at 450, right?
Yeah. They had
Which was
different
that?
payloads.
Nice.
It's an RPG.
Yeah.
Almost there.
And this was directly on it.
No, it was almost.
Yeah, it was like 2 yards off.
At 300, directly on it, is still above it.
I don't know, maybe it's an old RHS model. If you actually look at the iron sight, it's still like gunky and like not very well textured. So I'm pretty sure they're just rubbishly done. I would again, the RPG is like supposed to be Al Akbar's best friend, so really.
They're still serviceable though.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is it's an older
Use
model,
it.
but
Like,
it checks out.
I mean, like I said, it goes to 300 effectively. Like, so if you don't think you can hit stuff, especially with disposables from that range, then don't do it. Is my word of advice. Wasting AT is the worst thing you can do as like a squad of infantry. Because if something rolls up, that's a lot heavier. You have to weigh your options. Like a jeep isn't worth firing an 84 at. Kill the gunner, kill the driver, and you're done. A BCR is something worth wasting an 80 on. A T80 is worth wasting an 80 on. And like an 84 most likely will not go through a T80's front armor though. So you gotta weigh up the strengths of your launcher, weigh up your position, and then weigh up the tank's strengths and weaknesses. If you're in a village, you can fucking run up a building and shoot a tank in its top turret and go straight through and kill its crew. It's perfect. Tank shouldn't be going into a town anyway. If it is, it's retarded and you deserve to kill it. Stuff like if you're in the middle of an open field and you run in the open field to try to kill it, you're gonna die. Like, plain and simple. It's just good guesswork, weighing up pros and cons of your launcher and your ammo type, and the type of area you're in. So, if open field, bad, really, for AT crews. Tree line, a lot better. Town is perfect. Like, if you're in a town, you can kill whatever. Any questions?
Yeah, clear.
Is he vaccinated?
Hmm?
Is he vaccinated?
Am I vaccinated?
No, is he like Is that rabies? Like an early sign of rabies or something?
No, I vaccinated him earlier.
Okay, well.
Bad dog.
Guess that's side effects then.
He's just Austrian. Oh, sorry, Australian.
The fuck you say, bitch?
I said that you're Australian. Other than that, I don't know. I can't really think of anything. I taught you ranges. I've given you like what you should and shouldn't do with the launcher. Like, don't be retarded with it, 'cause you will die. I mean, it goes for stands for the obvious. You shoot something, it will leave a trail, and that trail will be traceable to find you. The bigger the weapon, the bigger the trail, normally.
Yep.
Yeah, I can't really think of anything. There's not much. If you just want to grab RPGs and like fire them off for practice, I'm cool with that. I will add some 84s to that.
What
other
the
box, so you can practice with the 84 box.
Mega.
Hey, this is
To
live.
practice grenade.
Sure. Someone threw grenades.
Yeah, I think it was Omega.
I have it.
Mega.
I have it on tape.
Before you go into the boxes, let me quickly add the 84s in.
Mega, get out of the boxes. You need to add things, you idiot.
The green boxes have the 84 if you want to practice the 84. You can use your, if you guys know your alternate aim key, which is, mine is the key next to my numlock, which is backslash, or control backslash will open up the sight for it, so you should be Gucci. You'll see if you get Eclipse.
I'm not sure what you mean by that. Like,
This one, come here, grab the HEAT.
The single shot launcher.
Yeah, these are disposables.
I've been using a lot of these, but...
Alright, so reload it.
Yeah.
Bring it up, reload it, and flip at the sight. Okay, so when you aim, it has a peek sight at first, yeah?
Yeah.
Press your tilde key, or the one next to numlock, your backslash key, and it'll open up the open sight.
Nope. Hold on.
Try control the one next to numlock, yeah, to the right of it.
I might have rebound that sometime.
Maybe try control, your left control, and right click.
It's fine for 300.
No, that doesn't do anything, but I know it does something with some scopes.
Yeah, so you should see on my launcher actually. If you look at my launcher, you'll see my sight is open. A little metal bit. I'll flip it for you if you want.
Oh yeah.
Watch my blast.
That's not the correct term.
Fuck off.
It wasn't clear, Mega. No one said it was clear.
Want the next one headed towards you?
And this time you didn't even ask.
Hey,
Shit.
yeah, hit it though.
Yeah, I'm in fucking pain.
You're in pain?
Yeah, look at this shit. You're standing still and suddenly I take damage. Look at
How
it.
much morphine do you want? One?
I do not need any more morphine. Stop the morphine.
Another one then?
I will shoot you in the face.
Just one more then.
Backblast, backblast, backblast. There's no one there.
See ya.
And I missed.
Yeah, it's raining.
I blame Cadius.
The left notch and the middle
Oh,
bit.
I got it. Button on my numpad between 0 and enter. That works.
Okay, maybe for people it's differently then.
Yeah, maybe.
So if the connection
Been out of ammo already. Oh. Oh, just jamming. Hey, this gun is from jamming.
Who the fuck it? Jeez.
Oh shoot,
I'm
why
out.
do you keep shooting that gun?
Why?
Because I'm trying to explain how to use the rockets for them.
Okay. You said we could play around, so...
Yeah, I know, but I said play around with the launchers, I didn't say play around with the LMGs.
No, you said play around with the weapons there.
I said the launchers, I specifically said launchers.
Hey.
So, again, these are like default for 200 meters, and you can tell that as if you're aiming at a vehicle, and the vehicle from the hull to the, from the tip to the back of the vehicle, spans the entire left to right post, or right to left. That's from a side on view. Other than that, you're pretty Gucci to fire. 84s I love, and they're light as fuck, so whenever you want to fire it, go up and Allahu Akbar, my dude.
Oh.
Backblast. Iron rocket.
Oh no.
If you would all like to put your shit away, actually, Max did his shot and eclipse, and then the rest of you go back over there. Take a wide berth, please, so you don't get hit by backblast. Backblast clear.
Back on the ground. And all shit down.
Right, if you drop your launcher and go to your left, Max pan, over there. Hey, backblast clear.
Wait. Oh yeah, it's because I'm not gonna ask.
Are you running away with an RPG?
What?
Mega, you're supposed to put it back.
Oh fuck! I forgot.
Piper's gonna execute you. Why is that suddenly not working?
Oh, can't, is it?
It works.
Oh,
Yeah, but like for some reason I can't jump anymore at all.
okay.
I'm gonna blame
Yeah,
the
it's
copious
something
amount
like-
of morphine
I
Mega has been.
And I had to restart the game.
I'll be fine.
Yeah, I know. We'll still got another half
I think Comrade is bleeding.
Yeah.
Yes, you are.
Ian, keep your men alive.
More
It's important that they know how to do it themselves.
And teach them.
Hey, he's doing it.
Hi group, you know Piper?
Yes.
And Piper's
We're all
group
going
is
with you,
now
Piper?
with Mac.
Where's
Where's
Max?
Mac?
I just teleport to Assault, sorry. Teleport to Assault.
Teleport to assault. Teleport to assault.
It's a weapon, Cat.
Well,
It's got guns and sights.
I hear a wild Makata, I think.
Hey,
Yeah, there he is. I knew I heard a wild Makata.
fucking don't be taking any scopes or anything like that, you bloody bastard. That'll be 2 seconds, you're already in a fucking...
I was just looking for meds.
Oh, you weren't. You were trying to steal
He
No,
had...
I was
Ethan, Alex.
looking for meds.
Grab some ammo.
Makata, check my like
Got
triage
ammo.
card and you'll see the fucker's been injecting me with morphine.
Set with ammo.
I gave you
It's
one
amazing.
because you said you were in
Grab
pain.
some ammo,
Yes.
not too much, about 5 mags. 3 or 4 mags, just enough that you've got a bit to shoot with. And everyone leave your group and join on me. Or I'll join your group actually, there you go, that probably makes it easy.
Yeah, except that we still have Grape House.
Yeah, I'll tell him to piss off on him. Fuck off out of my group. Alright, guys. Right, so, you guys remember from last time we had that little compound we set up and we had a little bit of a talk about how we're going to engage it and how we're going to do all that? Well, today we're going to do it.
Nice.
Bring out the Zeus, hold on.
it's Chris is my team speak because Zeus is a real fun fucking piece of tech. Right. Basically, I want you guys to make up a little plan, sort yourselves out amongst yourselves. I want you to make an assault team and a flanking team, or a suppressing team, and you're going to be assaulting that compound. I'm going to spawn about 10 enemies, roughly-ish. Don't make up some convoluted plan that'll take you fucking 4 years to get up to it, because we ain't got enough time.
Okay.
I want it simplistic, I want it made to get there, and I want you guys to utilize your formations, good call-outs, good stuff. I'll be on your radio, and yeah.
220.
To do that.
Yeah, that's the plan. We wait them out, they'll die of old age eventually.
210. Alright, I'll hop on that shortly. But I'm gonna go set up that place. It's gonna be, like I say, about 10 enemies. They're not gonna be indoors, but if they do run indoors, it's not me doing it. They're just the AI retarded. So yeah, basically, I just want you to get some ammo, get yourselves a little teams prepped, get a plan set up. I'll basically call out when you're ready to go, but just give me a few minutes to do that and prep yourselves for the next few minutes.
Our assets, I guess, do you just the stuff in the box, but not the optics?
Not the optics, just same guns that you've already got.
Yeah. So no LMGs or anything like that?
No. Well, what you've got already, and then just ammo to take, nothing crazy like that.
Okay. Well, let's just head over here.
Under the roof.
Because you need to suffer.
Nice.
It's raining.
We're like in the Mediterranean. It's warm and humid.
Well,
so,
I can tell from previous experience that this area is terrible.
Good to know. I mean, we made some plans last time. Yeah. Now, you know, we're decent. Like, we could set up a firing position from here. And here. And sneak through here.
Yeah, I like the idea of sneaking through the wood.
So I need some volunteers for the suppressing team. I'm thinking 2 guys. Because we only have like 5 dudes in total. So 3 on attack, 2 on like flanking. Well, / suppressing.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Alright, I'll go with Mega.
Yeah.
Right.
Make yourself like red, I guess.
Better that than red.
Or, you know, yellow, anything.
And we're suppressing from the peaks.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm assuming we'll move together from here. Go out here. Then we'll split up. Attack team will go. Yeah, you know, basically move towards the forest. We should probably like actually, you know, go like that. To be honest. Yes.
Different selection is one of the suppressing is here, holding this angle, and one here.
No.
This way, the building is only going to obscure this part of the compound for one.
Yeah, I agree. And if we had more people, I'd do that. But I don't want like a single guy to be on his own, in case he's knocked out, wounded.
If I recall, the like walls over here on this side are quite tall. Like you can't see clearly to the inside the compound.
Yeah, so just get down to the flanking. Yeah, I'm so fucking tired today. The attacking team will just head down to the forest here, and we will wait for the suppressing team to be in position, and they'll start the attack by, you know, getting the enemy's attention and suppressing them. And then the rest of us will move in. If we had grenades or any other, you know, toys, that would be used, but we do not have that.
I have smokes.
Are we moving from this side or here? I think we can get through right here.
Looks like we can, and if we can't, we can climb over it if the breaching team, the suppressing team says it's clear. Although I think my climbing is bugged.
If we don't see a good angle of attack from our position, should we rejoin with you? Like if there's just no good sightlines in any of this area.
Probably I would go from the north side then.
Yeah, if there is
avoid this area at all costs.
if there is no like good vantage points from the suggested locations, yeah, flank north and come from the other side.
I'll draw something in blue, alright? You guys disagree or agree, but I think the suppressing team should be a bit more stacked up, and I'm thinking something for like at this point. And the only reason why I'm thinking at that point is that leaves the attacking team. Once the suppressing team engages, the enemy forces will turn their backs to this position here, which leaves the major force wide open to enter, and the suppressing team from this position, you won't be able to blue up blue before the major forces inside. Now, once the major forces inside the compound, the suppressing team can then fall back and reorg, or they can stay there and contain a better watch position into the compound.
Alright.
That is true.
Okay with that.
That's your time up, boys.
Let's go then.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can use the caddy as a suppressing point.
Alright, let's go.
Right, there'll be a walk around then.
Yeah.
Right. Get yourselves up. I'll be hopping on 210, is it on?
Yeah.
On that. I'll be listening in. Remember, good call-outs, good contacts, good formations, good engaging, and you should do this fine. If you get damaged really heavily, just call it out on the radio, I will heal you. Obviously, if you get gimped and you're injured, just keep pushing on, but if you get fully fucking leg broken, shut up, I will heal you. If you die, I'll teleport you back after a few seconds, but yeah, off you go. I'll be following on, I'll be watching on it, and then we'll discuss afterwards how well it went, what could go better, etc. So, let's go.
Yep.
Column, I guess?
Yeah, staggered column.
Staggered along the road.
Wait, isn't that the fish bonnet one? We can cover more.
So you want to move up the road. You don't want to head off the road.
I just go straight column. It's right there.
I mean,
That
their hill is right there. Yeah, let's just go straight column. Wow.
With this flank.
Well, just the first movement, so keep your eyes peeled, but we shouldn't really be seeing anything.
Remember our spacing.
Oh, nice.
Attacking team will now angle south-southeast. Let's get a mini wedge go. I mean, mini arrowhead going. Wow.
Wedge.
Both are correct.
Alright, this is the flanking team. We've got eyes on the compound. It's partially obscured by forest, but we have some sightlines upon enemy forces. It's not good sightlines. I would suggest that we follow the backup plan and move around first.
Roger that. We'll slow down to give you time to get around. Will you be taking the northern route or the southern route?
The southern route offers more cover. We're gonna go that way.
Roger that. We'll wait for you to rendezvous with us then and move together for as long as we can.
Copy.
Oh god. We're gonna go way over time today as well.
Where are you?
I'm right in this bush.
It's crucial for making this plan work
That we are stealthy, yeah.
that the suppressing team gets about 5 seconds to grab their attention.
Yeah, I
so
know.
we can stick them in the back afterwards.
Naya?
Yes.
Yes, good. Let's get moving.
Still using
Cadius,
arrowhead.
point man.
Solid.
Yeah, we'll stick to our arrowhead for now. Rules of engagement: do not engage unless engaged. Wait, am I like in the middle of the arrowhead? Yes, I am.
Yes, got to know.
I'm like, I'm behind Cadius, but
Bolt formation.
Repeat.
Pull. Pull back.
There's a guy at the window.
Yeah, that's exactly why I'm telling you to pull back. Use the deflate at east.
Let's get a column here instead. To make
I
less
would recommend.
Yes?
I would recommend you to keep the arrowhead or the bench.
Yeah, that also works. Usually we want to make a less of a profile of us of ourselves while we're stealthing around. Whoa.
I think this should be our split up position. The attacking team can use the tanks to await the fire team's or the suppressing team's contact, and then we can head it.
Yeah, we're splitting off then.
Yep. Yellow team head up.
Let's see for one in position.
We can push up to these two tanks right up here, and then see what we can spot. We need to be really, because they're standing in windows looking directly at us.
Yeah, so keep a low profile.
Yeah, nice and low profile.
Wait, is my safety on? No, it's not.
I hope not.
No, I just had to check. It was on earlier.
I'm pushing forward to the next one.
Yep. Very careful. Coming with you.
I don't remember these practices.
They probably weren't here. They probably like hand placed some.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, he's definitely still there in the window. Keep your heads down. He said he's not gonna put people inside the windows or inside the buildings, didn't he?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, well, he did.
I mean, first rule of war.
Don't peek the same corner. It's literally 3 guys at the same corner. Snap.
Flanking team, we're moving in.
Did they spot us?
Yes. We're 3 guys peeking the same exact corner. What do you think? It's time to attack anyways.
Yeah.
Attacking team moving in. Pushing towards that wall up ahead. It's about northwest.
Covering.
Cross the road. I'm holding here until you guys get here.
Falling up. Falling up. Blah. Falling up. Bloody hell.
Move all the way to the... Just bound all the way. Go, go, go. All the way to the wall.
We've got 3 hostiles down so far as I can see.
Contacts by building. Target down.
There's a hole here, Cesium. We can use this hole to enter. Instead of climbing and making a huge target, we can use a small target.
Roger that. Attacking team breach.
Someone crawl in while I'm covering.
Moving. Oh god, this looks like...
Next one, please, crawl.
Covering. Oh god, taking fire from right! Fire from right! Fire from right!
I mean...
Taking fire from buildings. To the east.
Supporting team, we're inside the compound.
We're heading west.
Eyes on friendlies to the north-northeast. Did I just get... Oh yeah.
Cesium, Eclipser, I recommend you guys push over to my position.
Multiple contacts to the north, northwest.
On the stairs, on the stairs.
Eclipse is there, yeah.
Down.
Let's move in and bridge this bottom floor. Let's do the suppressing team takes the top floor off this main building.
1 second, I gotta heal up.
Still hostile to the east building. 2nd floor behind sandbags. Oh well, bricks.
Can we get a frag on top of there?
Don't have an actual frag.
He's down, he's down.
up an attacking team.
We're gonna clear that second building just in case.
Back door here is open. I'm gonna quickly peek my head out. It's clear.
Right room clear.
Continue pushing down.
Clear.
Alright boys, on me in the middle of the compound. It's all clear. You don't have to breach all the buildings, just on me in the middle.
Fuck me, that was close at times.
Yep. Is that all of us?
Yes.
Yep, that's us.
Right. What went well, what went wrong, boys?
We got spotted.
We peeked 3 guys at the same exact corner.
Yeah.
I said it. I fucking shut up.
Yeah, you had a few moments. I think the initial stages was fine. You went all the way around, which is awesome when everyone else has done, because you're unique in that sense. But it was fine. I think initially it went alright, and then all of a sudden it just went... it went overdrive. But I think other than that, the breaching and stuff was a bit okay. I think the only issue I had really with the breaching with the 3-man team over to the southwest, that's going under the wall there, was a bit risky when you hadn't cleared out the
bushes, yeah.
behind you, as well as the bushes, yeah. You would basically just open yourselves up to too many angles. You probably would have been better off just going around slightly. If you look south right now, there's the open fence over there. You'd be better off going. Sometimes you might not see it, but if you come around to the eastern bit over here, then walk around. Going through there might have been a smarter decision to make, because you would have at least been less exposed coming underneath. I'd always avoid in armor. I'd always avoid going under those fences unless you know exactly what's on the other side, because chances are you'll get stuck under them. Armor will fuck you over. You'll get shot at. You know, wombo combo of everything, and it gets ugly. So. I think that was the only issue, but other than that, I think moving in, the whole call-outs were fine. You guys were moved in at the same time. Good. Most enemies were fine. I think the only other, like I say, the only issues I really spotted was the fact that this building, and the ruined building in front of you, wasn't cleared fully. You just ignored it. You just assumed everyone was dead. There was a guy just chilling on the stairs that kept going up and down it the whole time, up until the last moment when he just started engaging. So, but other than that, I think that was well. Anyone would have done anything differently?
I feel like I was a little bit too quick for Max to keep up.
Yeah, you were.
So
that
I was around the corner getting shot at.
Yeah, you went round and you sat on the other side of the corner with no cover, and that guy just walked out and spotted you, and you were just sat on a wall that was just basically a firing line to yourself. You probably just stuck back a little bit, waited for Max to catch up, and then move around the wall at different ends at the same time. But minor points, but you know that would have saved you. I mean, I think you got hit quite a few times there, Mega.
Actually, like before, like over there, I wasn't hit. Just right there, yeah, under the fence again.
I mean, you probably wouldn't have been hit because the skill is quite low, but I didn't want you to get shot up, so you didn't live.
Yeah.
I think if it was normal, I think it was normal. You would have been shot to shit, and you would have died there probably. So. Better use of cover for yourself, but that's your personal point. But other than that, I think overall you did pretty well. Everyone happy with that?
Yeah.
Alright, anyone need healing?
No, I'm fine.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I magically got healed.
Yeah,
after my traumatic injury rendered me momentarily combat inefficient as I couldn't see shit.
Exactly. I think from you coming under that you would have died there, CC.
Yeah, that fucked me up.
Miraculously cut miracle bullets from the guy in the building and the guy over here, but again, their skill is quite low. I want it to make you getting shot at, but I don't want you to get one-shotted every time. But assume they will one-shot you, you would have been dead. Right. So same again, but you're defending. This compound is high value, so we want this to be safe. I want you to guys set up all around here. I want you to make sure. They'll be coming in from mostly the western direction, but that doesn't stop them from coming in from the north and the south. I will spawn about 15 to 20 guys. Other teams have done it as well, so you know you can definitely handle that amount. I want you to defend it, and you guys have to set yourselves out accordingly. I want you to make sure there's no blind spots. Enemies have gotten into the compound for some of the teams. But yeah, I want to make sure this is defended as best as possible. You guys are going to run through it again, sort yourselves out, and we're going to run through what was good and what was bad and what could be better afterwards.
The entire compound, including the outlying building, or just the central courtyard?
just this one, but it's not going to be.
Definitely squat on this one.
Yeah, just mostly the western end, but I'd include the construction building behind it.
Right.
But yeah,
What, that
off
one?
you go, because we haven't got long. So get yourself prepped. In about 2 minutes, I'm going to be starting to say enemies. I won't tell you where from or where, but they'll be coming.
Yeah, let's get someone up high so they can see the enemy coming.
I was thinking the rooftop of this one or the rooftop of this one.
That one, because you can get down faster.
Want me to do it?
Sure, if you want.
No,
Do you really want to?
You just volunteered for suicide mission, so go enjoy.
I cannot see.
Cannot see. Bloody hell. Take your glasses off.
It's pulling us back to base though.
We should have at least 2 guys in the big building. That one is quite defensible. Big western building. There's something.
I'm taking the constructed building. Something has to be posted up north, I think.
Yeah, someone needs to watch north as well. But is there
don't
any?
Don't you want to push one guy outside the compound? Like,
You've got 1 minute.
Yeah, usually I'd like to do that. But I have no idea how far away Mac is spawning them. That's why I haven't done it.
I would definitely do that. I can sprint up there now.
Okay, go.
Back
Just
once I see them.
keep in radio contact, and you know, if you run into trouble, get the fuck back here. Eclipse, could you watch like the northern thing? You know, like set up like a patrol thing, like just walk.
All right.
I'll get into the big building.
Alright, got west.
Remember to report any sightings.
Cadius, you should be outside the compound. The compound is defending, and that's it. Not running out.
It's a spotting. I was spotting.
There is no spotting. I want you defending the compound, not suiciding.
In that case, Cadius, join Eclipse patrolling the northern side.
This is Overwatch. I have sight lines to the south, the east, and the north, and the only thing that's blocked off is the part directly behind the building. Alright, enemies will be coming in, but I won't say when.
Okay, you're here, Max? Good.
I'm right here.
Movement west, 260 degrees, fire team, possibly bigger, moving south.
I see them.
No drive, got a tree in the way. Yeah, movement directly west through the brush. Heading south. Movement south, coming close. Engaging.
Cadius, reinforce the south side.
Moving.
Are we clear to engage?
We're clear to engage. If you think you can hit him, engage. See the enemy, shoot him.
I'm heading to Megan's position.
Some fire northwest. Nice though.
On the dirt road.
Fire team west.
Oh. Still taking fire from the northwest. Near the dirt road. Eclipse, your status?
I'm fine. One down.
South side in the open field. Nice shot, whoever that was.
That's me. Behind the rock to the south.
Yeah, got it.
Max, you're still alive? Yep.
I'm up.
Caddies, Mega, you still have a 360i?
No, we're covering all sectors. C1, hold on.
Got some
bearing
north.
250.
I see him.
Not sure if I got it.
Close to Eclipse. Danger close. To the north.
Want to reinforce him?
Yeah.
I've got eyes on him. I'm moving.
They're up by the Hesco barriers by now. At least a few of them.
So, is this Eclipser down or not?
Eclipser is fine.
He's up. Eclipser, I'm moving into your position now.
You're still scanning west.
Throw these bushes.
Max?
I'm still scanning west.
Good. Remember to keep an eye on all perimeters.
I got it.
Southern Ridge is clear. Nothing on the east side. Alright, regroup on me, fellas.
Rendezvous and the spooky guy. Did anyone get in, Mac?
Almost, but...
Almost means no.
Ammo just when he was moving in.
Well, I got shots at a lot, but not hit, so I count that as a win.
I mean, I count it as a win that we didn't get breached. So the imaginary high value target is safe.
Dude, the compound itself is safe.
Yes, everything is safe.
Right. What went well, what went wrong, what could be done better?
We could have gotten a bit better at certain of the sightings we did. At times we used hostile man and then gunfire.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of call-outs that could have been better, directions and stuff, but other than that,
If we had some measure of time to prepare, I would have probably put a couple of sandbags up there to...
Yeah, no, it's not.
It's not like that.
It's not that. It's just
for
a
the-
quick defense, you know.
For the actual defense, I think we did pretty well. We covered almost all the sight lines. We had a patrol, well, a two-man, one-man patrol.
I think most teams effectively had one or two men as QRF, sort of bouncing between the two. You know, mostly two up in the main building, one or two up in the construction building, and then one or two like watching the outsides. You know, blind spots for this spot are mostly to the northeast. That tree line over there can only really be covered by. I said northeast, guys. Northwest.
Northwest, yeah. Northwest was terrible.
Yeah,
Didn't see anything.
it is the blind spot, and that's the point where most people had a few breaches. It is
actually a good.
I didn't send that many over there. Usually I just send like 2 or 3 guys over. Most of the time they get really close, but it's just one to be aware of. But again, numbers wise, it's a bit hard to have someone stationed there, but it's one to know of. The south side over the road. Again, they got a little bit close, but nothing too crazy. Mega, I wouldn't suggest being on that roof. I know they're the enhanced movement, but if you get shot up there, you're fucked. Again, the skill level was quite low, so you got lucky, I think, a lot of the times again, but you had no cover up there to just using the window, but hey-ho, it worked out for you in the end, so...
Note to self.
A cover thing, Mega, you're really exposing yourself, you need to just...
Note to self, Mega. You need to start bringing sandbags with you everywhere.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah, exactly. You know.
Hey, if we can make that
wear
part
a
of
condom
what
on your head, and then you'll be protected. It'll be fine. Yeah, I think other than that, just a few call-outs were a bit of an issue, but that was pretty good. I think all round. I think maybe the patrols were a bit too ecstatic and having to run back and forth a bit at times, but hey, it was all right. I'm done, mate. Chill. Don't bring yourself over here, Piper, and start judging you.
Who's Piper?
A dead man.
Ah! I'm Jones. I've just recently signed up to the 57th and was given a gun.
Jones.
Oh, in that case, what's the 3Ds?
Direction, distance, and detection.
Get out of my fucking.
Someone shoot him.
No, it's dodge and dodge.
Exactly.
Dodge a bullet, you can dodge
What
a
are the
dodge.
3Ds?
It's a double dick there.
It's distance, direction, and description. And then, you attack the action behind if you feel like you have time for it.
Alright.
Secret A.
Anyway, boys, due to time, we're gonna have to cut this one a bit short. But hey, I think that went pretty well. I hope you guys enjoyed that. And
What even was this one?
Don't forget to
better
like and
than
subscribe.
Piper's training. The game.
I just shot guns. That's all I did in my one.
You shot people, so get good. mate.
Right, Hobo shot people.
Well, I mean, that's not my problem, is it?
Or actually, Hobo put down a deck charge and killed everyone.
Deck charge.
What team are we? What's that fucking group called?
1-6, I think.
Retards, I guess.
Yeah, 1-6.
The beach bunnies.
You'll be teleporting Grave too.
Can you climb while doing that? Anyway, right guys, we're quickly go through medical, and then we're gonna have to end it 'cause it's getting a bit late. If everybody could just gather in a circle around this box, around this area, just a big sort of like circle around me.
Furry time.
You cannot see from the.
Alright, who's gonna get shot in the leg?
And I need one person as a tribute.
I volunteer. Or
Okay,
Matthew's been
right.
shot.
Matthew's been shot. Just lie down normally. Alright, so when you're medicaling someone, the important thing is to stop bleeding as fast as possible, since that's what's going to kill people. I upped the bleeding coefficient to... How much did I put it up to? 2.8, I think it is. So you bleed out nearly 3 times as fast as normal. So bleeding is what's going to kill you, not the overall damage to your person. So you want to stop bleeding as fast as possible. Imagine Matthews has been shot in his left leg, his head, and his torso.
One like me right now.
Yeah, like you. I'll hear you in a bit. So Matthew, shut up. I'll get through this. So Matthew's left leg is a double severe wound, so it's got 2 avulsions on it, let's say. His head and his torso are medium wounds. Normally you'd want to work from head, torso, and then to your limbs. But since his leg is bleeding the most, you're going to want to tourniquet that off quickly. Does anybody not know what a tourniquet is? Quickly explain for anybody who doesn't. A tourniquet is basically a piece of elastic or fabric that you basically tie around your leg to stop blood flow. Stick with elastic. They cause pain, so you don't want to leave them on for too long. So in this scenario, you would tourniquet Matthews' leg, applying tourniquet. And then you would then heal his head, torso, and then any other wounds, and then heal the wounds on his leg, and then remove the tourniquet. And remove the tourniquet. Tourniquets can kill in this game, and they will, just like real life. So you don't want to leave them on for too long. You'll know because it'll start causing the person pain, basically.
You just want to dump morphine in them.
Yeah, you can do that.
It's still gonna stay on with pain.
Wanna get lit?
Yeah, whoa! Sorry, I got distracted. Yeah, so basically, the next step, but the next thing you want to make sure the person is doing, if they're not unconscious, is you make sure they stay still. So, for example, Hobo's been shot and he's running around and shooting bad guys and being awesome. Hobo calls, Hobo, wounded. I'm like, okay, first of all, where the fuck are you? So Hobo goes, oh, I'm over here, and then tries to describe his location to me. Always make sure you tell people, or the medic, where you are when you're being shot. There's no point just saying, oh, I'm wounded. You need to say your name, where you are, and what your wound is. So Hobo's been hurt, and he's moving around a lot. It's making it really difficult for me to bandage him. So I need to say, Hobo, sit the fucking still. Hobo! The best way to medical someone is to get them to lie down on the ground because you can see all of their arms and ligaments pretty well.
You just shoot their legs.
Usually you can just shoot their legs to stop them from moving. So that's
Just
how that
kneecap
works. Everybody should know by now that left Windows key is interaction. If you're self-medicating, you do everything the same, except you don't need to tell someone to stop moving. Literally just do it.
You have to stop moving it so you can do it.
That's true, that's true. But you don't need to tell yourself to stop moving, you just do it. Okay, so, Catfish, if you get hurt, what are you going to call out to the medic across the radio?
Where I am and where I'm hurt.
And also, who you are. Recognizing voices in Armourer is pretty difficult.
How am I doing this?
Just ignore it. So you need to make sure you call your name. So, for example, I've been shot in the arm. I go grape, left arm, and then I'll describe my location. Pretty much that. So I could say Easter Formation or by the tall pink building or some shit like that. Or if you've got a grid coordinate, you can do that as well. Everybody got that?
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, pretty simple. Basically, you want to get them to stop moving. You want to heal their head, torso, and then limbs. But if their limbs are more damaged than their head, you can put a tonic on it while you sort the rest out. Morphine and epinephrine. Okay, so morphine removes pain, epinephrine increases heart rate. Morphine lowers heart rate. So you're going to remove pain, but you're going to decrease your heart rate, and if you're on low blood pressure, you're probably going to pass out and collapse and die. So you want to make sure you know your blood pressure. Basically, a good rule of thumb that's very quick and simple is for every morphine, just give yourself a stick of epi. If there is a medic around, such as Hex or Jesus, for who I think is moving to flight,
they'll be able to tell blood pressure and heart rate.
They'll be able to tell blood pressure and heart rate and tell you and make sure you're fine. If there's a medical vehicle nearby, you can get a full heal from them, but it'll cost a pack, which is a personal aid kit.
Face.
Huh?
Your face.
It's all very simple. So bandages. So you have 4 different types of bandage. You have a field dressing, elastic bandage, a packing bandage, and a quick clot. Field dressings are pretty good for scrapes and bruises. They're pretty good overall, but they're not perfect. If you get shot, you probably want to put a packing bandage or an elastic bandage on it. Quick clots are good for stopping heavy bleeds. Elastic bandages are good for putting over the top of packing or quick clots. And if in doubt, just shove a packing bandage and a field dressing on, and you should be fine. Performing CPR is usually something done with 2 people. Do not perform CPR unless you have a stick of epinephrine. It will literally do nothing. You'll just be there doing fuck all. When you perform CPR, you want to inject somebody with epinephrine and then perform CPR. Or if there's 2 people doing it, you want one person to inject epinephrine while the other person performs CPR. We were going to do some vehicle and evac training, but we've kind of run out of time, so we'll push that into the next one. So everything's kind of been shifted along a little bit. But basically for evacs, what you want to do is secure the patient, so make sure his location is secure. So if that's forming an AID or making sure the building's clear, etc., etc. You then want to make sure the patient is stabilized, and then you can call a medic over. The medic can then heal him up, and if he needs a medevac, you will then move the patient to a medevac location, whether it's by land, air, or sea. All very situational, but that's the basics of it. Secure, stabilize, move.
Oh jeez, you have a tourniquet on every limb.
He's checking if the pain's gonna come to him.
Yeah, I was wondering why he was suddenly
what's
in
up,
like,
buddy?
a lot of thing.
Enjoy it.
Don't know what you're on about.
Dude, don't worry, you got me as well.
Don't remove it.
Does anybody have any
Oh,
questions
man.
about the ACE medical system? All very straightforward. Most people know.
He's a white boy.
Did anybody have any questions about evacing or securing a medical patient?
We also have extra.
Somebody tell me the 3 steps you should take when securing a patient.
Someone's morphine me, I believe. No, someone's given me 2 epinephrine. Oh, Lou's given me 2 epinephrine. I'm gonna execute
Piper,
them.
I'm trying to talk to the people here.
My heart
So
rate
my
is, like,
good people.
exploding.
What are the 3 steps you should do when securing a patient? I've literally just said the first step.
No, secure him.
Securing the area.
Make sure he's
Secure.
not being shot
Second
at.
step.
Secure the site.
And
Make
the
sure he's
third
not
step,
bleeding to death.
if necessary.
Get the fuck out.
Move the patient. Alright, awesome. The basics of it. It's very simple. Obviously, moving the patient is a bit more detailed because you have to have security. You can't just pick them up and go, yeah, bye. You probably die if you're in combat. If you're not in combat, it might work. Thanks, Zeus, for making all these people do workouts. Next time we'll do vehicles and we'll actually practice the medevac, and then we'll go over what's going to happen in the training. Thank you very much for all attending. I hope you all enjoyed it. If anybody has any issues, don't contact me. I'm going to go back now.
Thank you.
I'm not. Nice the way to stick it with another fucking thing.
Hey guys, guess what?
Oh.
Oh.
Someone removed all the tourniquets. They would come good now.
Boys, hello.
I have a scarf on.
Bamboozled again. Oh, I found out how. Oh, actually, wait, never mind. I was gonna address Mac, but it's like if people were just.
You're gonna what?
If anyone had questions or anything. Too late.
But Mac's already posted a link. Oh wait, I got.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that
boy.
doesn't play steal the version. That's what I was gonna say, Mac.
Oh, yeah, can do.
No, I learned how to.
Oh. Oh. I'll be shit, basically.
Yeah, effectively.
I just wanted to link my favorite video.
Oh no.
Which is
terrible.
Yes.
Fucking banana.
The purpose.
And then you got the other one where the fuck it's like the Russian one where the keyboard comes in out of nowhere.
Yes.
Oh, wait, the cat one. Yes, I forgot about this.
God, boys, I'm in the basement. See you in a bit.
Right,
Yeah.
The guy going, no, stop, 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 stop it. Oh no, not the duck.
Oh
I
shit.
need to like this video.
I should stop recording.